Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome recording artist and internet singing sensation, Star Swain.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The XFINITY Series will kick off a full weekend of Memorial Day racing here from NASCAR's hometown, Charlotte. It's all coming up next on FS1.
First pole of the year, and first pole in 14 races here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a pair of Chevrolets on the front row with Justin Allgaier and Austin Dillon. Ryan Blaney has his Ford Chaparral two-sponsored Ford starting in third, alongside of that kid from Kannapolis, North Carolina, who's driving for Richard Childress. Keep your eyes peeled on that blue and white number 21 of Daniel Emmerich. That could be a big story today. Could Daniel win his first ever XFINITY Series race? Oh, would that be a story right here at his home track? Kevin Harvick and Cole Custer are teammates out of the Stewart Haas Racing operation. They're starting in row 3 and 4. Those Mustangs ready to start in 5th and 6th. Then your first Toyotas in the field start in row 4, also teammates. Young gun Christopher Bell driving the number 18, and Denny Hamlin, who championed this event last year aboard that number 20 Hisense Toyota, is back in it again today and ready to do this.
Today's NASCAR XFINITY Series Hisense 4K TV 300 is scheduled for 200 laps, 300 miles. The stage breakdown is as follows. Stage 1 will end at lap 45, stage 2 at lap 90, and then the final stage is scheduled to end on lap 200. Pit road speed is 45 miles per hour. Caution car speed is 55 miles per hour. One car will be dropping to the rear under penalty prior to today's green flag to start the race. That is
FS1 welcomes you to Xfinity Series racing from the Charlotte Motor Speedway on this Memorial Day weekend. It is going to be close to 90 degrees today at the track, and there's going to be as much energy in the booth as there is on the track as we welcome Clint Bowyer as our guest driver analyst. This season, Clint Bowyer took over the 14 car in the Monster Energy Cup Series for Tony Stewart. He's also the 2008 Xfinity Series champion. And how about this? He has a birthday coming up this week. He is with Adam Alexander and Michael Waltrip. Happy early birthday, old man.
That's exactly right, old man. You know, you don't look forward to them anymore. You know, once they get past 30, it's not as much fun as it used to be.
I'm just glad you're here to celebrate with us. And you were just on track, final practice for the Monster Energy Series. We know it's hot. We know it's slick. What are these drivers going to face here today, Clint?
I think that's the name of the game. This place is really slick. I was just out there, like you said, and it was slipping and sliding in a big way. The balance of the race car, you know, you got to have it freed up enough to where you can really throttle through the corner and be good off the corner. But the minute they tighten it up too much, it won't turn in the center, and then you're way too slow. So you're going to have to be dancing to be fast today.
You know, the interesting thing for me, Clint, is the delicate balance of running right out next to the wall. There's certainly speed up there, but it's also dangerous. You can slip up against it. Will the key to today's win be running high or running low?
I think the key to today is just having good grip. You know, having a good balance on your race car, being able to move from the bottom to the middle to the top and find that grip. We do have grip patch. They laid that VHT down in the center of the racetrack. I felt it, and it's there. It'll be interesting to see how these guys do with it.
Let's go back to Phoenix. It was really hot. Who won that race?
Justin Allgaier.
All right, it was really hot in Richmond. And who had the fastest car in the Commonwealth?
Justin Allgaier.
It's really hot today. And Clint, I'll let you answer this one. Who is starting on the pole?
Justin Allgaier.
Are you buying what he's selling?
I know in our pre-race, this man right here is all about Justin Allgaier. I think he's going to be one to watch.
He'll be leading him to the green. Let's go trackside and get the command of Fire Engines live from Charlotte.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, Evil Genius Halo Team.
Drivers, start your engines!
After 2 weeks off, it's time for NASCAR Xfinity Series teams to hit the track again. Let's get geared up live from Charlotte.
So we're walking down pit road at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pretty excited to get this race going. It's a hot afternoon, so going to be really slick out there and going to be a lot of fun. A lot of slip sliding around, a lot of moving around.
Qualified 6th. I think we're having a pretty good car. We'll see what we can do, trying to get a good idea on pit road, but I think we'll have a good car and hopefully we can battle for a win here today.
Prior to qualifying, those included the 28 of Dakota Armstrong in the Winfield ride and the 22 of Brad Keselowski. Now, both cars, regardless of not being able to qualify, earned a starting spot based on car owner points. But the thing to watch, that white number 22 discount tire Ford of Brad Keselowski is going to have to start in the back pasture tonight. He'll start at the tail of the field, and that should provide some excitement from the get-go. Brad won this race back in 2012. Can he win it from the back of the pack? Oh, would that be a feat? Sun has been beating down on this mile-and-a-half asphalt all day long. And believe you me, it'll get slippery out there. Pay particular attention to the exit in turn 2 and what has come to be known as Calamity Corner often, that turn 4 area on the north end of the speedway. As the sun is really heating up, it'll get greasy. Could be tricky for these drivers to negotiate. Just about set as the officials checking with the crews and the drivers as they're in their cars, preparing to roll off of pit road. You can see the support our troops lettering on all of these tires that are mounted on these cars here today. What a wonderful weekend it is for us as Americans to pay tribute to the wonderful soldiers around the globe that defend our life, liberty and pursuit of happiness.
Gorgeous Saturday afternoon, Charlotte Motor Speedway.
We're in for a heck of a show. This is a special weekend here at Charlotte.
Hamlin wins it at Charlotte.
What a race, what a finish. We've got a bunch of young cats out there, and they're on go.
Put the green flag in the air and let them race. 10th race of 2017 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And starting 18th today, 31-year-old out of West Palm, Florida, Blake Cook. He started young. He's been in every discipline of racing, and now he makes his home in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where he is enjoying a great deal of success. And a special weekend for Blake as he carries the name of Air Force Captain Nathan Nylander on his car. Nathan lost his life in April 2011 in Afghanistan. His family are here supporting Blake today. Mike?
What a special weekend it is. Blake Cook, it's Michael Waltrip and Clint Bowyer up in the Fox booth. Do you copy?
What's up, guys?
Oh, we're ready for some awesome Memorial Day weekend racing. You've got a special tribute on your car. Go win us a race today. You feel good about it?
Man, I do feel good about it. Don't really know what to expect. It's a lot cooler on Thursday and a lot later in the day, but what I can expect is to be slipping and sliding. But I know my race car looks good with this leaf filter on it and all these red, white, and blue colors. So thank you to everybody who's served and is serving for our country.
All right, Blake, it's Bowyer starting 18th here. Got a lot of hay to move. What's your plan here? Have you been up there in that grip strip? What's your outlook as you work through this?
Well, I'm about to feel what that stuff's like in the top of 1 and 2 here. You know, these restarts are crucial. Pretty sure that 39 in front of me is going to hug the 3 tight, and I'm going to try to go around them on the top if I can get through the gears good.
All right, good luck. We're looking forward to watching.
Man, I love that. We're going to have to zoom in on that row number 9 and see if he can pull off that move. He's talking about going 3 wide in the first turn.
You have to have a plan for success. Our plan says next up, pit headlines. Let's hear from Vince Welch. Hey, Vince.
Hello, Adam. You know, the mile-and-a-half tracks like here at Charlotte have been quite a challenge for Justin Allgaier in this 7 team. In 3 previous races, they hadn't qualified better than 12th, and they were not satisfied with their finishing results. Then after a test here a couple of weeks ago, not happy with the way that went. So they dug in, went to work, and found some answers. Earlier today, Allgaier qualified on the pole, and they believe they've got a race car that can contend for the win. Jamie Little?
Well, Brad Keselowski's making just his 4th start in the Xfinity Series, but just a couple hours ago, things got interesting and more difficult for Brad. The 22 car failed to pass technical inspection before qualifying, so he didn't get a chance to run. He will start 39th out of 40 today. I just talked to his crew chief, Greg Irwin, and he told me his biggest concern is tires, not having enough of them. He's going to remind his driver, take it easy on those tires. Be patient the first half of the race. Chris?
Well, Jamie, for the last 2 weeks, William Byron has had to stare at his last 2 finishes, 30th and 36th. Well, it's good medicine to be back at the racetrack, and even better that it's a mile-and-a-half. This has been his strength this season, but today will be his first day on a very hot racetrack. He said his plan is going to ease into this race, really feel out the racetrack, and he knows mistakes are going to be key, and he wants to be mistake-free. Adam?
He started on the pole last year in the truck race here, Chris. Aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear. Everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. 3 stages today, opening 2, 45 laps in length. Then we'll go 110 to end it. And we said it, it's hot. Track temp almost 130 as you see the race breakdown, 300 miles.
A couple of stages, a couple of cars to the rear, including Ryan Blaney. He'll be joined back there by Brad Keselowski. It's going to be a show to watch those two coming through the pack.
Just about time to go green. Out front of the field, the 2017 Toyota Camry XSE. And a couple of rows behind him, Daniel Hemrick, rookie in the 21.
Thank you, boys. Thanks for giving me a fast start right here. All the people here watching us, thank you. It's good to be at home. Let's go have some fun. Be a holler. Everybody stay hydrated. I'll do the same. See you soon. We'll have some fun when we're taking the checkered flag victory lane, buddy.
Strong start to the rookie campaign for Daniel Hemrick. Crew chief Danny Stockman got a win here with Austin Dillon a couple of years ago. He knows his way to victory lane. Front row, Allgaier, Austin Dillon. Hemrick, Harvick, Custer, Christopher Bell up there making his Xfinity Series debut. And Denny Hamlin, who won this race 1 year ago. It's time for NASCAR, a home game at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here we go. Austin Dillon, great start, but too good. Must have beat the seven.
Oh, man. Having to serve that penalty is going to cost those guys. There's a lot of racing left. Obviously, it's the start of the race, but a costly error right there to get this Xfinity race started for the 2-car.
He's going to have to drop down, make a pass-through penalty. Let's go back and look at the start here.
What do you see, Clint? He's laid back just a bit off of Allgaier there.
Yeah, I see Allgaier. You know, unfortunately, you can't beat the starter to the line. At the end of the day, that's the rule. Doesn't matter why. Allgaier looked like he spun the tires a little bit to me, but a rule's a rule, and they stood by it.
On a restart, different situation, and this might help him. Christopher Bell spinning, debris, and if we get a caution, that's going to be huge for the 2-car, but we're green right now, and there's the yellow.
Yeah, that was a big break for Austin Dillon and the whole 2 bunch.
Little bit, but I don't think it's dragging right now. Just make sure your fan's off so you don't pull any grass in there.
Well, that could be a big break for the young racer if he's able to continue. You try to learn all you can with these opportunities, and a big spin, it looked like off turn 4. See if we can see what happened. Oh.
You know, it's that car being that close. I mean, he never, well, he did hit him that time. Yeah, I don't think he hit him the first time, but he definitely hit him the second time. Yeah, a little too early to be racing that hard, in my opinion. He's really lucky that the splitter didn't rip off in that grass right there.
Well, those things are so sensitive, Clint. Even if it was bent a little bit, it could really change the way that car handles, too.
You're right, but, you know, I think they're going to be okay. Looks like, you can see the fender buckling right there. That's a pretty cool shot.
So Bell was going through the grass.
Whoa.
Daniel Hemrick going the other way, slides into the wall.
He's probably going to be in worse shape.
Riding here with Blake Cook, had a front row seat for it all.
There was that 39 car that Blake had talked about. He got around him. His plan must have worked. A couple things happening at once. Hemrick sideways there, and it looks like maybe Bell tried to go low to miss the sliding Hemrick, and Ryan Reed just didn't give him any space there.
Yeah, it's Ryan Reed in the red and white 16.
That's too bad, and we knew, you know, it was going to be slick. It's hot and slick. It's definitely hotter than they've had in practice sessions and everything else, so we saw a product of that.
What's the 21 group saying about their issues, Jamie?
Well, this is his first time here, and you saw there he just got loose, got out of the groove, and he hit the rear end of the car, but he said the front end seems fine. Danny Stockman, his crew chief, said, I don't want to take any chances. Let's just come down when they open pit road. Take 4 tires, guys. That's going to put him down a set. They only have 4.
And 3 stories that we're watching early, Jamie. Certainly that of the 21 of Daniel Hemrick, the 18 of Christopher Bell, who went through the grass, brought out the caution, and the 2 of Austin Dillon, who jumped the 7 of Justin Allgaier at the start. He'll have to restart here at the rear.
Dude, he smacked the gas pedal and spun his tires. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to argue about it. We're back fine again. It's just, that's his fault. That's where we have a problem with the whole restart deal. To make it more fun anyway.
Making it more fun anyway. That's like an attitude. He sounds like Keselowski and Blaney, they'll have fun coming through the pack. You can see here, Clint, it looks like when the 7 hits the gas, the thing just slides on him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I saw, and I don't know how you can see any different, but hey, that's the rule, and unfortunately it bit Austin.
Let's go on board with Kevin Harvick. Just listen here.
Harvick did a nice job launching. You can see he closed in on Allgaier too when Justin was slipping his tires.
And you can hear that in Kevin's car. I mean, he was pedaling it. It's so easy to spin the tires here. For whatever reason, this is one of the toughest tracks to start a race on that front. And even the outside line's probably arguably worse than the inside.
Daniel Hemrick going to come down. He, the 16 of Ryan Reed, the 18 of Christopher Bell, will all go on the 5-minute crash clock per NASCAR rules, but none of that damage severe enough that any of them should have a hard time making minimum speed. And continuing, here is Daniel in his pit, Jamie.
And Daniel from inside the car was telling the team, we're fine, there's not much damage, but Danny Stockman was taking a look at it. He said, we're leaking some fluid from the rear deck lid. You see him getting that bare bond on their right rear side. They also want to clear it as they put new tires on it, Vince.
It's amazing that Bell doesn't have more damage to the front end than he does. There's some grass on the grill, but there's really not a significant amount of damage to that splitter, so they've definitely caught a break, the 18 going through that grass early on.
Let's go back 8 days. Christopher Bell, tire issue early in the truck event, rallied back for a top 5 finish. He's got early adversity here today. Green flag back in the air, Charlotte Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. After an early caution, Justin Allgaier, the race leader, chooses the inside lane. This time it's Harvick to his outside.
He didn't spin his tires that time, did he?
No, but Harvick is going to use that high line. I wondered about that decision to start on the bottom with the veteran Harvick out to your outside. I thought that might be risky, and Harvick's got the advantage on the back.
I still think the inside line in 3 and 4 probably the preferred. As I say that, Harvick is passing him on the outside, but that is Kevin Harvick.
Harvick out front leads as we have 37 to go in our opening stage. Kevin's never won here, 0 for 27 in the Xfinity Series, and his young teammate Cole Custer looks good. Top 5 He's in fourth in that white and red 00 car.
Yeah, racing alongside Denny Hamlin there. Hamlin hasn't had much of a couple of days at Charlotte. Not a lot of speed, but it looks like when the money's down, when it's counting, he's got that Toyota running good. He's up in third.
And guys, you're seeing him use that VHT grip line already in the middle of the outside of the corner. I like that.
Good, right side, fine, come outside. One pushing you.
Those are teammates. 48 of Brennan Poole, the blue car. Outside of him, the red and white 42 of Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, that's a
running out of real estate.
Tough break to teammates.
What's his problem?
To get tied up like that, and there's a problem evidently.
I have no idea. Let's just get him focused back in here. Did you see any smoke or anything? He's pretty good.
Surprisingly, Elliott Sadler not able to take advantage, but William Byron right behind him now.
Wow.
Yeah, just guys off the corner like that, you just all of a sudden you start losing your nose, and you're trying to pedal, you got all the wheel in it, and you can't stay off of them. Unfortunately, you hit your teammate and put him in the wall. That is not a good situation to be in.
Adam, you talked about Elliott not being able to take advantage of that. I think Elliott was afraid he's getting ready to be in a wreck. Those two guys into the outside wall, and probably rolled off the gas a little bit just to be cautious. Elliott's a smart veteran racer. He knows that there's a long way to go in this baby.
All those drivers that came down pit road had a little damage from that early caution. Back up to speed. They've all cleared the 5-minute caution clock, or crash clock, I should say. And here comes Ty Dillon around the outside of Elliott Sadler. That's for 10th. Meanwhile, the guy coming from the back, 22 of Brad Keselowski. Nice drive early. This is for 14th. That's the 19 of Matt Tift.
He's definitely making that VHT patch work. Like I said, you can feel it in practice. As the track, the tires wear out, you got to find real estate and go where they're not. I'm glad that they did that. It gives you a line to run on and try to make a pass.
Brad Keselowski moving forward, so is Ryan Blaney. Started at the rear, unapproved adjustments. He's 16th. And Austin Dillon, who dropped to the rear after that early penalty, is back up to 20th since the restart. On board with Blaney here. What's up with that 12 car early, Chris?
Well, Adam, I checked him with his crew chief, Brian Wilson, to see why they had to go back, and he said part of the vinyl wrap on that car started coming apart at the right rear right after qualifying, and that's what the team fixed. NASCAR deemed that an unapproved adjustment, told him you got to start in the back. And if you think back just a couple months to March, well, Ryan Blaney started the back at that day. He got all the way up to 4th at the end of stage 1.
He was able to rally big time from the back.
Both of those cars, it's going to be fun to watch the whole time. You know they're bound to be up front when the time's right, and it sure is fun to watch them march through the field.
And the best car during practice on Thursday afternoon was the 2 of Austin Dillon. So we got a little bonus thrown to us there as well. He's raced his way back up to the 19th spot, but it would not be surprising to me at all if Blaney, Keselowski, and Dillon were battling for the win at the end of the day.
Dillon around the outside of his teammate Brandon Jones in the 33, who just about went for a ride. And here we are for second. Denny Hamlin won this race 1 season ago, driving to the inside of pole sitter Justin Allgaier.
You know, guys, when I think of a track that's hot and slick, I always think of Denny Hamlin. He's always, a smooth foot, always keeps his car underneath of him when the conditions are at their worst.
And you know, when you won here in the Cup race, I think in 2012, Denny Hamlin was hot on your rear bumper, matching you lap for lap, and you held him off. So it does take a smooth driver to have success here at Charlotte. Guys that can really use that throttle pedal smoothly as your friend.
Yeah, because you got to run the car as free as possible, because your front end starts to give up in the center. So you try to free that car up, and the only way you can keep it underneath of you is to be good on the throttle. Oh, we got a big wreck here.
24 Cale Conley. He had
the road there. Fire it up. Get it rolling here.
He had to spin off of turn 4 in qualifying this morning. Similar situation here. First start of 2017 for the kid out of West Virginia.
Man, we watched him in qualifying. Not only did he spin, he almost spun again. That car was really loose. See if it just stepped out from underneath of him, or maybe he got a little push like we saw earlier.
Oh man.
There it goes.
He fought that thing clear through the corner. Started in turn 3 and finally spun off of 4. Did a great job of keeping it off the wall and tied down. I sold it as a big wreck. I just thought I saw a car with smoke everywhere. He did a great job of keeping it from a big wreck. Let's say that.
You said it's got to be a big wreck.
Yeah.
As much smoke as there is.
We're 17 laps into our opening stage here in Charlotte. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, Ryan Reed, the top 5. These 2 cautions are good for the
Great crowd last night, too, Ken.
The expectation always high when the Outlaws race across the street into Charlotte Motor Speedway. Last night was no exception.
You enjoyed it. One of your fellow Hall of Fame class members of 2018, Ronnie Hornaday, was down working in the pits for part of the night.
He loved it.
All right, pit road is open. Ezekiel Conley coming to a stop. Matt Kemp in the 19. Spencer Gallagher's going to try to parallel park right between them. Mike Lynette in the 5. Daniel Hemrick in the 21. Daytona Music Florida in Ben Kennedy. And that Jacob Chevrolet, the number 96, comes in for service. Tight squeeze down here. We're back on pit road. And Matt Kemp snuck out behind Spencer Gallagher. Harrison Rose in the 01. The 07 car, that black and blue 07. Chemung, New York veteran Todd Bodine aboard for the ride today.
Surprised to see Todd Bodine out here competing.
You see all the crash tape going on the right rear quarter panel of Daniel Hemrick's number 21 Camaro. So Danny Stockman and the Richard Childress crew really having a hustle to patch up the 21 after that close call that he had. And taking up a little bit, but it should have been horrendous. Hemrick saying,
Only one left on pit road. Is that number 21?
they'll take their time as long as they get out before the pace car comes back around the field. They want to stay on the lead lap. Rookie frantically working on that 21 car now.
Hemrick.
Not time to go. Here comes the pace car in the field. And Daniel Hemrick is away. They'll go green next time by. All right, we haven't talked a whole lot about the drivers running 6 through 10. Brennan Poole in 48, his teammate Tyler Reddick in 7th, 42 Williams Byron running 8th. Let's check in with Wilson.
Being at Charlotte with the sticky compound they're putting down on the top lanes, it's been very different. Charlotte's getting a little bit wore out.
It's going to be a variable for everybody, so I think it's going to help the racetrack widen out.
It was really fast when it came in, but it's just gripped.
I want to be cautiously aggressive with it. We've seen a couple guys get into the wall.
You know, I think the compound's going to come in when we start to wear out tires, move to the top.
You typically see a little bit of movement from groove to groove, but I'm excited to see how it changes.
And as the afternoon rolls on, we will see if the VHT, the old grip strip, pays any dividends for these drivers.
I think we've already seen it a little bit. Saw it on that restart, which you see Kevin Harvick take the outside again.
He was out there, but was second place to Justin Allgaier on that last restart. This time, Harvick, the race leader, the control car, takes the outside lane as they approach the Geico restart zone. Denny Hamlin to his inside. There will be 25 to go, stage 1, as we go green.
Look at that run into the corner Hamlin got. Got a drafting push from Allgaier and then slipped off turn 2.
Must have got loose down there. Had to check. Well, that was big.
Remember what happened when these two were side by side earlier? Didn't turn out so great.
Caution once again.
Yeah, it's shot straight to the fence there.
Oh, heavy
40
contact.
of Austin Wayne Self making his series debut here today.
Yeah, you can see it down on the ground on the split. I'd say cut the right front down.
Yeah, there was some debris way back when he first entered the corner. Maybe something flew off that car. He ran something over.
So Carl Long in the 40 car, 21 of 45 laps complete in our opening stage at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Just catching up on the information on the second caution, went from laps 18 to 20 for 3, race total of 7. Reason for the caution, spin in turn 4 involving the number 24.
First stage, 45 laps. At the 45-lap mark, the green and white checkers will wave. And the driver that is in first place when that happens, so long as he is an Xfinity Series regular, will pick up a playoff point. Of course, stage points also in play. That those Xfinity Series drivers in the top 10 will get bonus points. Christopher Bell back down pit road getting service. They're looking on the left front of the car. Remember, it's dug down through the infield grass here. Really rooted it up. Hale Conley after a stop in the back off pit road, as does Todd Blaney. You know, it's a wonderfully fun Saturday afternoon. And you add that together with Wilson. Oh, look out. What's up, buddy?
He just came up to me. She wants a selfie with NASCAR Hall of Famer Kim Squire up there with us right now. But she's going to have to settle for me. But all y'all stand up. We're going to get everybody in a picture right here. Here you go, Angie. Here we go. You ready? 1, 2. Y'all stand up. Here we go. 1, 2. Hey, there you go, Angie. There you go. Here, take my picture, would you? Take my picture. Here, take my picture. Just hold it right there. Hey, there we go. We got it. Woo! Hey, Charlotte Motor Speedway, is this a great day for racing or what?
Hey, Wilson, I think it's a great day for racing. You're hanging out with the race fans up there in the grandstands. I'm hanging out with the race fans here in the pits. We're here in, it's called the Victory Zone through the Speedway Club. Now, this is one of the best seats in the house. You can watch the race right here. Check out the pit stop. Also, on the other side of the Victory Zone, you have Victory Lane. Did you get the best of both worlds? These guys are having a great time up here. Under the umbrellas, you got a nice breeze. Are you having a good time? Who are you pulling for?
I'm pulling for Austin Dillon and Ty Dillon.
All right, pulling for the Austin boys.
Down here on pit road, we're taking the temperature up.
Memorial Day weekend, Charlotte, North Carolina, always big at the racetrack as we honor those fallen soldiers. And now our Ford Performance Track Facts, 71st race here in NASCAR's backyard. And no surprise, the Roush Fenway organization, all-time wins leader here. 12 victories, most of those by Hall of Famer Mark Martin, right? He's been always very good at the mile and a half, and in particular here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So we're under caution for the 3rd time today. We know we're going to get 2 more at the end of stage 1 and stage 2. I'm already thinking about, we had 8 a year ago, and that's as many as we've had in the last 8 seasons here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. No rhythm to this race so far.
I think it just goes to show you how slick this track really is. You know, you have a lot of cars stepping out, a lot of good saves, you know, that we haven't had cautions too. So a lot of good driving out there so far.
Jamie?
Well, just a little update on the 21. NASCAR told them they can have an extra set of right side tires that they can purchase. So they've done that. On their next stop, they're going to put these brand new right side tire, support our troop, Goodyear Eagles there. And they're going to put these, the left sides from the first run on. You see the glue here. They already glued the lug nuts on here, ready to go for the 21 when he comes back in.
Daniel Hemrick hit the wall early. 34th right now. All these cautions seem to be helping them work on that race car. Vince, what about the 18?
Well, the 18 of Christopher Bell also got an additional set after spinning and flat spotting all 4 tires. Brought out that early yellow. That was, what, about lap 5 or 6. I just spoke with a NASCAR official. The explanation was if they spin early enough or flat spot the tires early enough in the run, they would be eligible to get a newer set. And because it was so early, tire for tire, and he had flat spotted all 4, he would have the option and availability of getting another set.
Bell going to restart 36th here. Austin Dillon, who started on the front row but beat Justin Allgaier, the pole sitter, to the line, was penalized. He restarted at the rear after our first caution. He has come back to 15th. And starting at the back today, teammates Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney. They are 11th and 13th, respectively, as we get set for the restart here. Race leader Kevin Harvick again going to choose the outside lane. Green flag with 20 to go. Stage 1 at Charlotte.
Whoa, Ty Dillon in that 3 car. He wanted to get outside of Poole in that 48. Elected to roll off the gas, but look at that huge run he's got.
Allgaier going the wrong direction. See that blue and white car of Darrell Wallace Jr. drive right up the middle, now working the outside in the 6.
Man, you can see Allgaier. He's pretty loose right there. He just missed the least little bit, and that's it. Whoa!
That's his teammate
Darrell
inside
Wallace
of
got
it.
pushed into the wall right there, just like we saw with other teammates. Luckily, those guys got through there. That was good heads-up driving.
Tyler Reddick is 6th. He looks really good. And here comes Brad Keselowski, 3-time winner here. No problems getting to the front. Not far behind him, Ryan Blaney.
So they're shooting him. Get your deep breath here.
Get you a deep breath because your teammate probably got you a little bit frustrated off turn 4, lost his momentum. He had a good run going, but now William Byron in that 9 car with the yellow number on the roof is making the move to the inside.
Yeah, Chris mentioned earlier the struggles for that team in the last couple of races. The rookie William Byron trying to bounce back here today. Seen some accidents. We've seen some saves early. Watch Ryan Reed in the 16.
William Byron was trying to get in a hole that wasn't quite there.
Yeah, it was. Luckily, he finally lifted and gave him a little bit of room there to get it gathered back up. But just a lot of heads-up driving. This track, like we said, it's going to be slick. It is slick, and they got their hands full today. I love this. I love watching them Penske cars get up through there. Guys, as I see this race play on, I see them Penske cars going to be a huge part of the finish of this thing.
Hop on board with Bubba Wallace. Look out his back window. You can see one of those Penske cars, Brad Keselowski, going in the extreme high lane there. And there's the 2 of Austin Dillon. We knew after Thursday's practice that he would be a player in this event, and he is really making it happen.
Darrell Wallace Jr. solid on the 1.5 miles so far in 2017. Not bad today, Vince.
That's right. Adams finished 6th, in fact, on the 3 previous 1.5 miles, and the car's fairly good early on, except he just thinks it's a little bit too tight center to exit. That's where he needs the improvement they're talking about when we finally get to this first pit stop at the end of stage 1.
Nice little battle for that 10th spot. You got Wallace there. Allgaier just took it away from him. Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, who have had problems today, putting themselves in position for a top 10 finish. Stage 1 with 15 to go. No real surprise out front.
15 to go. 2 back up top, 2 back on the bottom, side by side.
No
single down now. 2 back to the 2 car on the bottom.
No surprise out front, Michael, with Harvick and Hamlin, but the young guys behind them, Custer, Poole, Tyler Reddick's up there.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. Harvick's been able to stretch out this huge lead. His teenage teammate, Cole Custer's back in the 3rd position, you see there, with Denny Hamlin between the 2 Stewart-Haas Racing teammates. So no surprise, like you said, early, Adam, with the Harvick leading. But I think what I'm really interested in, Bowyer, is to see what these guys do when they come to pit road at the end of this stage. What kind of adjustments they make. Can the rookie call for the right adjustment that lets him get up there and race with the 2 veterans?
That's right. Cole does such a good job of finding speed in his race car. He's a hard driver. He drives he just drives so hard. He really needs a good finish, and I think this is a perfect track for him to do so today.
Guess we shouldn't be surprised. In his second career Xfinity start 1 season ago, came here, finished inside the top 5 and about a half a second in front of him, Denny Hamlin, last year's winner, Jamie.
That's right, making just his second start this year in the Xfinity car. He's just sitting happy right there in second. Told his team he's a little bit tight. Late exit is the worst, and the team said, well, we tighten you up after qualifying, so look for them to make some adjustments just to free this car up a bit, but overall pretty happy, Chris.
Adam, you were talking about Cole Custer having a good day last year. He was the best finishing the Xfinity Series regular. He came home 4th that day. Good, strong run here today. He's saying that car is just a little bit loose in and tight in the center. The team right now telling him, hey, why don't you try moving up the racetrack down in 1 and 2, but over in 3 and 4, continue to stay on that white line.
Chris, he was 4th behind Hamlin, Austin Dillon, and Joey Logano. He was running with the best.
He had a real good run up in Canada, too. Across pit road, out onto the racetrack.
In the truck and in his shoes, right?
But you got to appreciate that young man and how quickly he's gotten up to speed. Like you said, running with the Cup guys, Adam, and he's just a real dedicated young racer.
Absolutely. He's got a great attitude. He's always a student of the sport, always willing to learn and listen. All the things you got to be as a rookie. But, man, I'm telling you, I've been watching the lap times here. Blaney, I look at those two, Penske cars as they come up through the field. Blaney has really stepped aside from Keselowski and drove on all the way up to 7th already. So really, really fast race car right there in the 12th.
And these guys like Blaney and like Keselowski, they know the adjustments to ask for. They know what to tell their crew chief they need in order to be better, to not only go up inside the top 10, but to race for a win at the end. That's what I'm looking forward to. Who makes the right calls on pit road and who comes to life after that pit stop.
Man, I don't know. If I'm Blaney, I think I'd say ship it. It's perfect.
It's the battle for 6th. The 42 is Tyler Reddick, making his 5th start of the year. That 42 car has won twice in 2017 with Kyle Larson behind the wheel. Blaney the 6th and trying to get to the top 5 before the end of stage 1. He sees Ty Dillon in the 3 car just in front of him.
Austin Dillon around William Byron. That puts Austin up to 9th. And there's Brad. He's making some hay also. He's able to get to the inside of Justin Allgaier off turn 4.
Is Austin driving angry a little bit, frustrated from the start,
yes,
rallying back?
I can promise you that's been worth a couple tenths on these restarts and things like that, making up for that initial start of the race. But, man, it's fun to watch those guys come up through the field. It's amazing. When you hear the guys on the radio talk about tight, where it is from the center off, it's so hard to keep that nose down and pointed off the corners here when you're carrying this kind of speed.
And how difficult, Clint, is it to finish the pass? We can see a big run there for Keselowski off the corner, gets the inside of Byron. But once you get stuck on the bottom, sometimes getting the pass completed is difficult.
And that's where I was talking about the balance. And, before the race, we have to have a good balance on the race car. It can't be too tight across the center. It can't be too loose into the corner. You got to be able to rifle that thing off in there underneath those cars with the stability, keep it underneath them, and then be free enough on the throttle to complete the pass up off.
Another position for Ryan Blaney. Inside of Brennan Poole, the 12th car is now 4th. We knew he had speed on that short run, but a nice little run here under green. He's showing he can do it on the long haul too.
Yeah, he's done all this, and he's done it the hard way. It's been impressive.
I'm also impressed with Poole running solidly in the top 5. He and Cole Custer up there with the Cup stars, trying to keep pace with Kevin Harvick. Last few laps, Denny Hamlin in the Hisense car behind Harvick there. He's been able to close in a bit, cut that deficit down to just under a second and a half.
When we come around, we'll see 4 laps to go in stage 1. And we've all learned, stage racing 2017, if you're going to have a chance to win a championship, you've got to get it done in stages 1 and 2. And no one has been better in the Xfinity Series at doing that than Justin Allgaier. Can you believe he started on the pole and as of now going to finish outside the top 10 and get no points with a fast race car here in this opening stage? That might be the biggest surprise for me.
You know, sometimes, and it's not to me, Adam, and this is why. A lot of times when a track is extremely hot and slick like it is today, and you post that big lap, she's pretty comfortable. It means it's pretty snug, and you can really pull on the wheel and mash the gas. And then, unfortunately, you get into the race, and you're too tight. I look for some good adjustments there, and I think he'll be just fine. But I've done that and experienced that myself in a situation just like that. You almost get overconfident going into the race. You know, you qualify so good, you're like, yeah, leave it alone, we'll be just fine. You get a rude awakening in the start of the race.
Yeah, Allgaier had gotten stuck in the middle on a restart too, lost 6-8 spots, so that certainly hurt his progress.
The road is closed, the road is closed.
Put him back outside the top 10, but I'm surprised, like you said, Adam, that he couldn't rally.
Heard the call there from NASCAR. 2 laps to go, stage 1. We have closed pit road. And the Dillon brothers going in opposite directions. Austin around younger brother Ty. That's for 7th. Brad Keselowski trying to get one more spot. He and Ryan Reed going at it for 9th. Meanwhile, another Ford out front. It's Kevin Harvick, who has absolutely dominated this opening stage, and with 1 to go, has now led 37 of 44 laps in this first stint of the race.
Yeah, I think you said it's been 27 races, and he hasn't won at this racetrack. This could be the day, boys.
Do you think he saw our little pre-race hit? Did we motivate your teammate for success a little bit earlier today on race day?
I've raced with Kevin my whole career, and one thing you don't want is a mad Kevin Harvick. He seems to be a lot faster that way.
Second stage win of 2017 for that 41 car. Been great on the mile-and-a-half. He wins it. Denny Hamlin is second. Best of the series regulars, Cole Custer, Ryan Blaney from the back to 4th. Brennan Poole top 5. His teammate Tyler Reddick was 6th. The Dillon brothers, Austin and Ty, 7th and 8th. Brad Keselowski had to start at the back as well. He rallies to finish 9th in stage 1. And Ryan Reed gets 1 point. He was 10th in our first 45-lap run of the day. Stage 1 done at Charlotte. We're back after a break.
Drivers committed to run the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series do not get bonus points in the playoff points in Xfinity Series action. So Cole Custer, the major benefactor there, his 3rd place run picks him up 8 points. And the pace car leads the field back down the double dog legs and across the stripe. Looks like Todd Bodine will get
Carl Long has been evaluated and released from the infield care center.
Open. Field ready to advance down here.
Stage one complete. Time for pit stops. Here they are, Vince.
Kevin Harvick has dominated the first stage and wins the first stage. As you see him pulling into the box, he says it's just too tight from the 3/4 mark on center to exit. They're going to free him up a little bit with air pressure. Jamie?
Denny Hamlin expects sticker tires to free his car up, and that's exactly what he needs it to do. Minor adjustment there, a 4-tire stop. Chris?
Cole Custer saying a little bit loose on entry, tight across the center, telling the team, let's focus on the entry right now. The team also saying, try and move a little bit higher down in 1 and 2. And Ryan Blaney in the 12 there, he said his car just a little bit tight on center. He's been running high down in 1 and 2, one of the quickest cars on the racetrack.
And the race off pit road goes to the 20 of Denny Hamlin. Ryan Blaney jumps 2 positions. And race leader at the end of stage 1, Kevin Harvick, falls to 3rd. Austin Dillon also going in the right direction. So let's hear from the 00 of Cole Custer, best series regular in that opening stage. He was 3rd, Clint.
Hey, Cole, it's Bowyer in the booth. So far, so good. Man, you're holding a pretty wheel. What do you think about your race car so far?
I think we're pretty good. Just got to hopefully keep us out front here and be there at the end is the biggest thing. But we got a pretty good car, and hopefully we can stay up here.
What do you think about the multi-groove? Have you tried that outside? Tried that traction patch? What do you think?
Tried it a little bit, just a little bit at the end of the run. Didn't seem like it was really worth that much on lap time wise, but could be something later in the race if it gets higher up there and more slick. So definitely something to keep in mind, and we'll probably go up there soon.
Well, you certainly got a lot of valuable points right there that first stage. Proud of you. Keep up the hard work. Keep after them Cup boys.
I appreciate it.
That's quite a task, is it? Keep up with the Cup boys, my teenage friend.
That's right.
It almost sounded like you were cheering for him. Careful, we got to be unbiased up here in the booth. All right, Bowyer?
Penalty on the 52 crew members over the wall too soon. 52.
Day is honoring all the veterans, men and women that have fought hard for our country to give us the freedom to be here at the racetrack.
All of us tend to take for granted the freedoms that we have.
Thank you to all those who have served and their families. We all really appreciate it here at NASCAR.
To allow us to do what we love to do week in and week out. We thank you for that.
Yes, we do. We thank you very much. And this Memorial Day weekend, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Homes for Our Troops, building mortgage-free, specially adapted homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans. Learn more about how Homes for Our Troops is enabling our veterans to rebuild their lives and visit foxsportssupports.com. So we're getting ready to begin stage 2 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick has led 40 laps, but issue down on pit road, Larry.
Yeah, the pit stop itself was about the same, but see right here, you can see the 90 car coming in, and that caused Kevin Harvick just to have to hesitate just a little bit, and that was the difference, Adam.
Yeah, track position always key when you come to a place like Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, I guess we say that. Not necessarily the case for the 22, 12, and 2 who have been on the move early on. We'll keep an eye on Ryan Blaney, who started at the back, restarts on the front row with Denny Hamlin, the race leader, taking the inside lane. We begin stage 2 as the drivers race through the Geico restart zone.
Ty Dillon is ripping him some restarts, isn't he? He's the first guy to go 3 wide every time they take off. That's a great move. Look at Blaney around Hamlin.
That was the power move right there. Getting that clean air is going to be so big. And you see that 2 car coming along as well. Those are the 2 fastest cars in my opinion. That's what I've seen, because they were in traffic. They weren't up there in the clean air. They were able to pass and make some great lap times doing so.
No doubt the 12th car really fast when you consider that he had to start at the tail. Austin Dillon, that early penalty serving notice, he is strong as well. 3rd behind Hamlin, and this for position, Bubba Wallace going after the 3 of Ty Dillon.
I looked up and Ryan Blaney was around Denny Hamlin before I knew what happened, and you could see it was a great run off the high side. Then he ducked to the bottom.
Yeah, just got a great run off of 2 and was able to, man, and then just drove in into 3 where you're always loose in, drove it way off in there and completed a pass and is driving off.
It almost looked like there was a slight bump there. I mean, is it a chance of that, right? A little bit of a bump?
There's a chance. Maybe it's just maybe a nudge.
React, but
yeah. These are extremely high-strung individuals, Adam. They're going to run into each other. You can just count on it.
Cole Custer lost a couple of spots on pit road. Double Zero's 8th.
There you see Cole Custer. Look at that car of his. He just got it right down on that white line. But then the middle groove that Ty Dillon took on exit gave him the momentum, a lot like we saw Ryan Blaney when he took the lead. So these guys, I think, are finding some different grooves and some different grips in this track.
Yeah, but you could hear from his in-car where he had to lift to keep off that car on the outside, really cost him some momentum, and Darrell Wallace passing as well.
You look at Darrell Wallace Jr. He's done an outstanding job in 2017. Couple of bad days, sandwiched around 6th place finishes, and he's really done some positive things.
You know, guys, the aero side of this racetrack, as fast as it is, it's so challenging. You know, you make a pass and you got a handful of confidence. You get to the next guy, you maybe drive it in a little bit too much and get that aero push behind you, but then the guy that you work so hard for to pass is right back around you. A lot of frustration on a track like this.
Right of your screen for 11th, and now you see Darrell Wallace Jr. trying to pick up that 7th spot from Cole Custer. What's their story, Vince?
Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised at all that Bubba was in the mix for 6th place, right? I mean, he's finished six times this season in the 6th car, but he was so happy that that stage finally came to an end and he was able to get pit road and get some fixes for that car. He said it was a 5 loose on a 5 scale on entry, and then a 5 tight out of 5 in the center tight. So they needed help, and they took a big swing at it during that stop. We'll see if it helps.
Yeah, his teammates doing a nice job today as well. Ryan Reed in the top 10 scored a point in that opening stage.
I think he needs a bigger scale.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. How'd you like to be the crew chief, man? I don't know. Which one do you want me to fix? I can fix one, but it's going to hurt the other.
There you can hear Bubba on the exit, just not able to commit to the gas and keep it down. The car wants to push up off the turn.
Well, that's where you got to keep that nose underneath the car, and unfortunately, Cole's done a great job of keeping his car right on the bottom, glued to the bottom. So you can see he moved up right there, tried the outside. That's what you got to do. You got to go with or not.
Junior Motorsports teammates here, 1-2 in points. Elliott Sadler leading the championship coming in. Justin Allgaier second in the standings. They are 13th and 14th, and neither able to score in stage one today.
When we last checked in with Daniel Hemrick, he was into the outside wall with damage on his 21 car. He fought his way back into the top 20, but check this out. Christopher Bell, who was involved in a crash earlier, and look at Spencer Gallagher around the outside. Whoa.
That's a place you definitely don't want to be. You can see, obviously, he couldn't keep it down off of 2. The car takes off. Now he's saying outside, outside. You're like, oh, no. Trying to keep it off that car, too. And did a good job. That was some tight quarter racing for all 3 of those cars.
Christopher Bell brought out that first caution when he went through the grass here on the front straightaway. He's back up to 18th in his series debut. Stage 1, all about Kevin Harvick. Stage 2 so far, the Ryan Blaney Show. Almost halfway through stage 2, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear. Everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. We got racing now, and when we're done at Charlotte Motor Speedway, baseball battle in the AL Central. Clint Royals getting the Cleveland Indians 4 p.m. Eastern time on FS1. And tonight, regional coverage, including the defending world champion Cubs getting the Dodgers, 7 Eastern time on Fox. Your guys are 6.5 out.
Hey, easy. One last night, need another big win tonight. Marching forward.
It's early. Baseball standings matter Labor Day weekend, not Memorial Day weekend. So here's Ryan Blaney and the kind of day he has had. Unapproved adjustment started at the tail, drove his way to the race lead. But could there be another problem?
Check the wheels. Check the wheels, maybe a rear. We had checked all the videos. We're good on the video. Get worse.
Uh-oh.
What's he feeling, Clint? Why did he say, let's check that video?
His feeling's falling out. That's what you're feeling. Your eyeballs are bouncing. It's a terrible feeling, especially when you lead in the race, right? That wheel gets loose. Now it's getting worse, as he says, the longer he goes. But, man, it's fast. I don't know. Keep digging.
What's the anxiety level down there, Chris?
Well, it definitely is a little bit tense down here, Adam, and you can see the team is ready to go here. And when they were talking about check the video, the tire changers have cameras on their helmets, so that's the video that they looked at. And crew chief Brian Wilson said, that video looks good. We look like we hit all 5 lug nuts. So Ryan Blaney told him the car was getting worse for about 3 laps, but now it's getting better. The team's saying, if you need to, bring it to us.
Let's not forget, we came here last fall, Chris. It was that 12 team that went to victory lane. Brian Wilson, first career win as a crew chief with Joey Logano behind the wheel. They won together at Las Vegas earlier this season. So it's not surprising this team is having success. Here's the good news for them. If they can hold this thing off, we know we're going to get a caution in 20 laps as we wrap up the stage.
The bad news is that thing might fall off.
Yeah, that's not going to work out for anybody.
And here's an update that might be shocking for everyone. Bubba Wallace is racing for the 6th position.
Go figure.
Takes it away from Ty Dillon off turn, or temporarily away, and Ty's fighting back on the outside.
Really liking what I see with this outside groove. The track, you know, they went out on a limb, they tried something, and it's created some racing, some environment on this 1.5-mile racetrack, and I like it. I'm looking forward to our race tomorrow.
This is good stuff. Ty Dillon trying to get that spot away from Darrell Wallace Jr.
Oh, and he's going to take matters as he moves up the track and just takes that spot away, blocked Dillon as they came off turn 2.
Yeah, I thought Ty was going to drive back around him in the outside lane. Couldn't do it. When you look at the top 10 and the drivers there set to score points in stage 2, Cole Custer, Darrell Wallace Jr., Tyler Reddick, Brennan Poole, Ryan Reed. No mention of Justin Allgaier. That's surprising, huh, Vince?
Well, I tell you what, it was an eventful stage 1 for our pole sitter. He led the first 7 laps, but then he started getting very tight, fought tight the rest of the stage, got stuck in the middle and lost several spots on a restart. Then they had a problem with the jack during their pit stop, lost some spots there, and then got forced out into the grass trying to exit pit road after the stop. Now he says he's wrecking loose. But other than all that, it's been great for Justin Allgaier today.
I want to go back to the open of the show when someone on the broadcast said, when it's hot, this guy thrives. Allgaier good in Phoenix, good in Richmond. They've struggled just a little bit, had a few issues today, huh, Michael?
Waiting for that right adjustment. Going to get to pit road, tell Jason Burdett, everybody on the crew what I need, and we're going to fix it up and be a story in the second half of the race.
They're not out of the game. Long way to go in this one. And we haven't said a whole lot about Brad Keselowski. Drove up into the top 10s, kind of stabilized, Jamie.
Pretty wide there, going up 22.
Get back in with him.
42 may have gotten in the wall there, but Brad Keselowski gained 20 spots in that first stage. Keeping an eye on that to see if we have a caution. He wasn't happy with the car, though. He was just so loose. They made a big adjustment here on that last stop. They made a wedge adjustment, air pressure, and he says he's still not happy with it. He just feels like he doesn't have speed in the 22.
So just as we went to Jamie to get the report on Brad Keselowski, we about had our 5th caution of the day. High above Charlotte Motor Speedway. Watch the 42 of Tyler Reddick.
His teammate in the 48, Brennan Poole, is going to get right on his bumper and gets him a little bit loose.
You know, that time, it seems like when you get into trouble with your teammates, you never can get away from the rest of the race. But for whatever reason, I think he checked for Ryan Reed there for at least a little bit and enabled those cars to really come up on him, got him loose getting in, which he was already loose, and then he just barely gave the wall a love tap. I think he'll survive to see another day.
And that was a great save. I mean, he got loose the first time, and then the thing almost got away from him.
Yeah, he's... It is that way. It's that way with teammates. You know, you either love them or, unfortunately, you can't get along with them.
13 laps to go in our second stage. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Cole Custer, your top 5.
laps to the end of segment 2. 10 laps remaining to the end of segment 2. Here's Harvick. He can cause the lead Chevrolet of Austin Dillon.
Just about ready to put a bow on stage 2. NASCAR Xfinity Series teams racing on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick was able to win stage 1, lost a couple of positions on pit road, restarted inside the top 5, but really has been able to do nothing running 4th here with 8 laps remaining.
Made a bit of a move on the 2-car of Dillon, but couldn't complete the pass, and now is falling back. You can see, Clint, these guys are running all over this racetrack.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. One thing you did see there is he was going to make the pass, and that put Austin, you know, forced him to move up a little bit, and now I can see that outside line, and I mean the outside right against the wall on 1 and 2 has really come in. So we got 3 grooves right now in 1 and 2.
Far right side of the picture is where you saw Austin Dillon and Kevin Harvick. There's a look at the 20 of Denny Hamlin, and he's pretty much where he's been once Ryan Blaney pulled away to start the stage.
Yeah, he hasn't really moved around a whole lot on the track, nor has Blaney, but I do like the speed that we see from Dillon. He's been able to pick up the pace since he got up off the bottom. But what makes you want to go to the bottom? If your car's tight or loose, which one does it work better for?
Honestly, as I watch this, the cars that are running the bottom, like Blaney, obviously he has clean air, so that helps him with that. But the cars that are running the bottom this late in a run are the cars that are still free. They're still pretty loose. They're able to throttle down and make good momentum across the center. Because what happens as the tires you know, wear down, the pressures build up in the front, you start losing that nose more and more, waiting on the throttle, not carrying the speed through the corner. You make that track wider by moving up and using that outside line. You're not pulling on the wheel as hard. You can pick up the gas and be faster through the center of the corner, which is a faster lap overall.
Michael, I'm looking at our top 10. We got 2 Penske cars, 2 Roush cars, a couple of drivers running up there from Stewart-Haas. Only 1 Gibbs car in the top 10, and no representation from Junior Motorsports. Here you see their leaders, Elliott Sadler and Justin Allgaier. What about our championship frontrunner, Jamie?
Yeah, our point leader right now, Elliott Sadler. It's been one of those weekends for them. Just lost in practice. Wasn't sure what was going on with the car. Got it a little bit better in round 2 of qualifying today, but then that first stage, he said, this car is killed. I don't know what we did to it. So they made some adjustments on that one and only pit stop. Now he's just saying he's so loose, just didn't like that adjustment. So not happy with really anything they're throwing at the car.
But I think when you look, Jamie, at how you manage this day, stage 1 and stage 2, each 45 laps. 90 laps all told when we finish these first 2 stages after some cautions. We'll be right around the midway point when we go green in that final stage. Still plenty of time to get where you need to go as long as you can make that magical adjustment. Pit road closes, 2 laps to go, and Kevin Harvick not giving up on 3rd, trying to run down Austin Dillon.
Guys, obviously the temperature keeps rising. You can see him moving around, trying to make this track bigger and bigger and bigger. That the outside line, not only in 1 and 2 now, but down in 3 and 4, we see cars all the way against the wall. I think this is shaping up to be a great finish, especially once these guys get another chance to adjust on their car. Because here's the thing, if you're way loose, right, Michael, when you're really loose, you're in there, you're panicking, you're telling them, you got to tighten me up, you got to tighten me up. They over-adjust by listening to your panic, and then all of a sudden you get a chance, all right, that was way too much, and I go back a little bit more.
Now Blaney's way up the track. This is fun. You can see Harvick has used the bottom. Remember earlier in the race, Adam, he chose the outside on the restart, got the lead there, but has really dedicated himself to the bottom in this stage to try to get around Dillon and just can't get it done.
And nobody going to get to Ryan Blaney. Pretty much wire to wire in stage 2. his second Stage 2 victory in 2017. He also delivered in Phoenix earlier this season. Denny Hamlin second. Austin Dillon stayed third. Kevin Harvick, Cole Custer complete the top 5. Custer, the top series regular once again. Surprise, surprise. Darrell Wallace Jr. was 6th. His teammate Ryan Reed 7th. Brad Keselowski, Ty Dillon, and Brennan Poole, the final driver to score here in Stage 2 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Ryan Blaney in the 600 tomorrow will start on the inside of row 3. He's a strong prospect. He's right up in front when it's over. Ryan Blaney driving the number 21 for the Wood Brothers tomorrow. But at the end of Stage 2 of the Xfinity Series today, he's out front. Wilson and Wilson. Hey! What? Wilson. Hey! There you are. Oh, we're so glad to find you.
Well, listen, a lot of y'all come up to me and you say, hey, why don't you ever come up here? Why don't you ever come up here? I've come all the way up the steps right here to talk to Tony and Carol. You've been coming to Charlotte Motor Speedway how many years? 26 years. 26 years these people come here, but hang on. You got a big anniversary coming up too, don't you? In about 3 weeks, yes, that'll be our 50th wedding anniversary. 50th wedding anniversary. 50 years. And let me just tell you, the little bit I've been sitting right here next to Tony, Carol must be a saint. Nothing against you, man. I'm just saying, you fit in real good with the guys up in the booth. They're yelling in my ear right now. Woo! Hey, 50 years, 26 years. We love it when you're going to be here tomorrow, right? Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll be right here. Who's going to be here tomorrow? Coke 600, yeah!
50 years, Wilson, that is a long time. I think they deserve a cake with some candles up there. We're here in the pits, hanging outside of Dakota Armstrong's pit stall. What is so neat about Charlotte Motor Speedway, we talked about before, it's a home track for a lot of the drivers, a lot of the crew members, their moms, their wives, their girlfriends, their sisters, and their family members are all able to be here this weekend. But it's so funny, I keep running into you guys. How many days have you guys been here?
Well, we've been here since Thursday, and we'll be here tomorrow, too.
Tell everybody your name, where you guys are from.
I'm James from Top Point, North Carolina.
Local guys.
I'm Andrew from Harrisburg, right down the street.
Father, son, you guys are having a good time. Who are you pulling for in today's race?
I'm hoping Justin Allgaier or Elliott Sadler and Junior Motorsports guy. So one of them, I met them earlier, got the signatures, and hoping one of them can pull it off.
See, meet drivers and everything. Justin Allgaier starting from the pole. He's got a good shot. We'll see.
First mile and a half pole, and it feels pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. So hopefully we'll eat some ice cream at Victory Lane. What happened there? Did I get him too tight on him again, or no? There's a lane between. Dude, he smacked the gas pedal and spun his tires. That's his fault. I just talked to the guys on the 9. They're going to work with us next time if that happens again.
You did the right thing. You're better off just to stay, you know, when they're already committed.
It's been an eventful day. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Stage 2 is complete. Ryan Blaney, the race leader, and they're on pit road, Vince.
Kevin Harvick will be pitting from 4th. He lost a few spots last stop because he got delayed on exit by the car pitting in front of him. No such issue this time, but the car is still too tight on exit for Harvick, and it's also running a little bit hot. They'll pull some tape. Jamie?
New crew chief Randall Burnett calling the shots for Austin Dillon. Austin just too loose on both ends and in the middle. Air pressure and wedge adjustment. Denny Hamlin. Car was better that time around. The adjustments were good. It's a quick stop, Chris.
Ryan Blaney had that scare with the vibration, but he stuck it out, saying the car a little bit too loose on entry and exit, but I need some stability, mainly on entry. He's going to win the race off pit lane.
Good work by the 12 team, Chris. In fact, the top 5, top 6, 7, 8 cars all holding serve when they come to pit road. Ty Dillon gets a spot, and Justin Allgaier +4 to get inside the top 10. Michael?
Let's see what Ryan Blaney's got to say. Hey, Blaney, it's Michael Waltrip and Clint Bowyer up in the Fox booth. You come from the back to the front. Your team held serve there. Feel pretty good about this second half of the race today?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty neat getting up through there. Our snap-on Ford Mustang was really good the first run, and I thought we made it just a little bit better the second run. Still need to make adjustments. I think the track's still changing, and everyone else is getting better too. So I think hopefully we made the right changes and can finish this thing off. And it's been a fun race so far.
Well, it's been fun to watch with those multiple grooves. Do you like the high side? Do you think there's something there for you? And why do you keep playing with your switches?
Yeah, I didn't really run the very top. I did a little bit, but I know those guys behind me were messing around with it. And seemed to be some speed, so I wanted to get some laps up there before the segment end, just to have a feel for it. But yeah, I think the top and middle are definitely coming in pretty well. And playing my switches heck, I'm hot. I just keep putting my AC on and off.
Okay, thanks for the information, bud. Have fun. He's hot, y'all.
Ryan Blaney going to be the race leader when we begin our final stage. He's led 42 laps today. That's the most of any driver.
Top five exited pit road, the same running order they entered pit road in. So nothing gained, but nothing lost, more importantly. So it's Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and Cole Custer in the 00. Running in fifth. 6th through 10th, Bubba Wallace in the 6th. These are the Ford Mustangs. The Ford Mustang of Ryan Reed, red 16. Ty Dillon, his Bass Pro Shop Tracker Boat Chevrolet, the number 3 is 8th. The man who was on the pole earlier today, Justin Allgaier, in the Breyers Ice Cream Chevy, is in 9th in that 7th car. And then, right now shown in the 10th spot, the Geico machine. That's the Geico Ford, the number 98 of Casey Mears. Good to see Casey back. You know he won the Coca-Cola 600 here. His only win in Cup back in 2007.
Right. That's a pretty good day. Casey Mears out of California. There's a lot happening tomorrow, a ton happening tomorrow. How about taking us through some of it?
You better put on your party hat and your dancing shoes tomorrow, because we're going to have big fun. It's the biggest Memorial Day celebration in the country. And just outside the Speedway at 1 p.m., the first concert of the day, Big and Rich, outside of turn number 1. Now the trackside live stage will kick off at 2:30 outside, at 3:20 on the front straightaway here. Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Leonard Skinner in the house for a pre-race concert. And then we'll kick off the Speedway TV and Military Appreciation Show, saluting our troops. 6 o'clock presentation of the colors, and we'll go green in the Coca-Cola 600. Hope you have your pre-race party or pit passes. Where you get up broken front close personal in front of the stage for driver intros and the Leonard Skinner concert. I bet you're going to be there, Monica, right?
On June 10th, from Pocono Raceway, stars of the Monster Energy Cup Series will be making history when they call the Xfinity Series action the way they see it, all by themselves. Tune in Saturday, June 10th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern for the driver broadcast team's debut.
Going to make history on Fox, June 10th, live from Pocono. Here's the lineup. Our guy Bowyer going to be in between Harvick calling the play-by-play and Joey Logano, Danica, and Denny going to anchor things from the Hollywood Hotel. Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on pit road. How long did it take him to convince you to be a part of that?
It's going to be fun. You know, coming up here in the Xfinity booth and calling these races with you guys has been a lot of fun over the years. This is the easy part. It's easy for a racer to talk racing. However, Harvick thinking he can do your job,
he's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The thing is when you come up here, you realize just how hard it is to do everything that you guys do. And I'm not just selling that. It is. There's just so much going on, whether it's pit road, up here calling the race. There's just a ton going on during these races to make them so entertaining for our fans.
But what I love is the job that you guys do. You come up here and teach us what was just happening on the track and then relay that to the fans at home. It's a win-win for us.
Well, it's what we do, though, guys, right? I mean, whether we're at the racetrack or at home, we're talking racing, so it's easy to come up here and bench race and talk a little racing.
Drivers in the Geico restart zone. And as we go green to begin the final stage, 3 of the top 4 on the restart going to be broadcasting the race at Pocono. Blaney takes that outside lane here.
He's going to make it work, too. Look at that strong run off turn 2. Hammond looks like he's sitting still.
That was 3 cars right there on the outside lane that really come on strong.
Adjustments for Harvick, 4th to 2nd on the restart. Bubba Wallace making hay. 3 wide behind him. Hamlin stuck in the middle.
Harvick got really loose getting into 3 there, and you saw the 22 wiggling up there. There's grip up there, but I guarantee you it's tiptoeing right now.
Bubba Wallace strong, up battling Harvick for that 2nd spot, and is dedicated to the bottom. He dives hard into turn 3 to take that spot away.
That's impressive when you consider how strong Harvick was in that outside lane on the restart. Bubba drove right by him, and here comes Austin Dillon doing the same.
Yeah, and then Harvick had to check up for him and cost him a spot to Dillon as well. Guys, it's so much fun to watch these restarts in these 1.5 miles. You have to have that thing free, really loose on the start of these runs so you can be good on the long run. And man, they got their hands full.
And I want to promise you this, too.
Middle bottom's going to be covered again. Clear high, still inside.
Bubba better make sure he runs
Half to the bottom.
some of his fastest laps of the day, because he sort of used Harvick up there down into turn 3. And you race car drivers, you remember those moves, don't you?
Yeah, I guarantee you his old eyebrows got turned up a little bit, how Harvick's does on that. He had to check up there and probably didn't like it, but we'll see what happens there.
Looked like Bubba bobbled a little bit off turn 2.
Harvick looked like he might get a chance. If the lead is dropped to 3rd, where are they with things, Vince?
Well, I love how you guys said, you know, how Bubba kind of used Kevin up a little bit. And no sooner were you saying that than Kevin came on the radio and said, I hope he remembers how he just passed me when I pass him here in a minute. We'll keep an eye on this matchup.
A couple of Fords battling for 2nd and 3rd. Just outside the top 10, the 9 of William Byron. There's his teammate Elliott Sadler. 16 of Ryan Reed. Brennan Poole with contact.
Yeah, Poole's been a little aggressive today. Obviously, he's got a fast car running up inside the top 10.
You know, that was almost an exact reverse roll with him and at the start of that race when Matt Tiff got turned around. You can see Brandon Poole, he got up next to him and he checked and, you know, prevented him from spinning out. So a little less aggression right there and some sense caused, you know, kept it from being a wreck right there.
Look at Bubba Wallace, who's running 2nd. 8 drivers have picked up their first career victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. One of those, the father of the race leader, Ryan Blaney, his dad Dave, won here in 2006. And ironically enough, when Dave won here, he had a penalty on pit road. Ryan trying to get his first Charlotte win today from the back.
Saw Kevin move up right there and get a big run off of 2.
Oh, Spencer Gallagher around.
Caution number 6.
All right, buddy. Show contact. Gather it up. Come on, if you can get her going.
That's spotted.
Yeah, it's been threatening that all day. Finally found the bumper on.
A little bit of contact you can see on the right rear there. That was spotter Keith Barnwell giving some encouragement, but Spencer's got some issues.
We heard him say there was contact, and we just saw it a minute ago with Ryan Reed and Brennan Poole. Is it me, or after a couple of weeks off, are these guys given a little more today at 1.5 miles? I feel like it's been very physical.
I definitely think there's that, but here's the thing. Restarts are so important. It's so hard to pass, and that's your opportunity to not only get a pass or two, but maybe several passes. You make that 3 wide and you know, make some hay while you can on these restarts.
And Spencer's been running really high on the racetrack. He's probably been up next to the wall more than any other racer, and I maybe just got away from him there.
Best run of the year came when he had a top 10 at Richmond last month. Ryan Blaney leads it, 96 to go here at Charlotte.
These young guns in those Fords today are really rolling. Of course, Blaney, but a couple of these Xfinity Series regulars. Bubba Wallace in the 6 and Cole Custer in the 0. Hey, if you're enjoying what you see, get on your feet and give these drivers a big wave. Let them know you appreciate them. All right, as we noted just a moment or two ago, we are past the halfway point. They're changing right side tires on Spencer Gallagher's number 23 down off that road. Again. Let's check back in with Monica Palumbo.
Well, it is Memorial Day weekend, a weekend where we like to pay tribute to all of our women and men that are into our forces. And one way NASCAR is doing this is check out the Goodyear tires. They say support our troops. So showing a lot of patriotism there. Also, NASCAR will be hosting 5,000 active military members here this weekend. So if you see them around, make sure you shake their hand and thank them for fighting for us.
Thanks, Monica. See a little bit of damage on the right rear quarter panel of Spencer Gallagher's plate. He is hurt. And you think it's been busy thus far? It's going to amp up a little bit here, Ken.
Nobody wants to give up on this one. No one wanted to give up last night on the dirt track across the way. Those outlaws came to town and they banged, loaded the play. I haven't seen an outlaw race as good as that in a long time. And next to the last lap, they decided that one.
Let's check in pit sides with Lenny Matecki.
We're down here in Spencer Gallagher's pit, and the Goodyear engineers looking at the tires, seeing where the damage came from. You can see the big rough cut across the way where the tire was sliced out there on that 115-degree racetrack. So a lot of it can be to the racetrack, the way the car was set up, the handling. No matter, Goodyear's going to learn from this. They're going to talk to the teams and work on the adjustment of the setup if need be, work on what they do on their end, and they'll improve their product.
Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, let's take a look at how Kevin Harvick's spotter Tim Vidua helped him worry less with our Liberty Mutual Insurance Spotter Company.
Get on the ear bumper, 2x2, 2x2, on 2x2. Stay with 12. And clear. 6 come more you in the big run. 1 back, you see him. Clear by half. Still running your bumper clear.
You want unsung heroes? They're to our left on the spotter stand. Those guys do an outstanding job. Tim Vidua, an old racer, and there's our spotter, Kevin Clark, looking things over here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I think, you know, Michael brought up a good point of break. When he's clearing me into 3, there's no way he means clear. He means near, right?
Brett Griffin is on the scene, maybe giving you a little bit more information than he's sure of, but y'all have a great relationship. And the spotter, I mean, you can't be successful if you don't have that bond with your spotter.
And it seems like it's a bigger role nowadays than it even used to be. You know, you heard the information that Fida was telling Kevin right there. It was great intel, telling him how close that run was. Is he going to come out and try to put me 3 wide? He stayed in line, give you a push, and great intel you heard.
You and your spotter, Brett Griffin, are tight, kind of like the guys restarting here on the front row. Ryan Blaney, the leader, next to Bubba Wallace, going off second.
Yeah, 1041, I apologize about that. Hit the bumps and it was gone. Says you be sorry. He can just let me go by, or I'll be sorry too.
Okay, now that we've got that all cleaned up, we'll see what the next chapter is of this story on the restart.
Somebody's going to be sorry.
Sounds like something's a brewing.
All right, free pass on this, our 6th caution of the day. Went to the 4 of Ross Chastain from Junior Motorsports. Our last caution into stage 2. It went to the 98 of Casey Mears. They will restart outside the top 25. Ryan Blaney choosing the outside lane, and one more time we'll draw attention to the 6 of Bubba Wallace, and right behind him the 41 of Kevin Harvick. 92 to go, Leo Green.
And also a couple other cars to watch. Ty Dillon starting in 8th on the outside. He's been really aggressive on these restarts, and Hamlin in his 20 car, he's been fast on the restarts as well.
Comes your 3 car 3 wide, or attempting it.
Bubba's able to hang to the bottom of Blaney. Last time he was down there, he just shot up the track.
Right on your door. Still there. Clear up, clear up.
How about all clear for the 6? Bubba Wallace leading this thing at Charlotte.
You know, guys, and you can bring that all the way back to that aggressive move he made on Kevin. Obviously, Kevin didn't like that, but sometimes those moves like that are what enable you to get to the front, get in this clean air, and be the man for a while.
Only the 2nd lap he has led in 2017, but he has been a strong closer, has Darrell Wallace Jr., and here he is out front, Vince.
Well, you got to give credit to crew chief Seth Barber, because this has not been a car that has been all that good throughout the first couple of stages of this race, but they have taken big swings at it on both pit stops, and it has gotten better each time. After each series of adjustment, the car has gained 6 positions. Now he's out front. Bubba Wallace leading at Charlotte.
Battle for 3rd, Vince back behind him. Denny Hamlin to the outside of Kevin Harvick. Side by side for a couple of laps now. Right behind them, Cole Custer. Austin Dillon is there, racing all over this 1.5 miles.
Line clear, clear, clear. Get up there, get up there.
I wonder what the Bubba and Blaney podcast is going to be like this week if things stay the way they are, these two going at it up front.
Let's wait and see how this battle ends.
Got tight right there.
We might find out. Look at this. Blaney's got the run on the bottom.
Wallace led 3 laps, now 4. But we have a new man in charge, Ryan Blaney, able to get around his good friend Bubba Wallace. And the 12 car has him in tow once again at Charlotte. Back there in 3rd is Hamlin. Harvick is 4th, Austin Dillon. The final car in the top 5 with 88 to go.
I think this is a great field of cars. There's probably 5 or 6 cars that are so close and so even. It all depends on what kind of restart they got, how they get to that clean air. This has been a great race, entertaining for me so far.
See Denny just bobble ever so slightly down there on the bottom, and Kevin had a big run off that corner, Jamie. It looks like Denny's a little bit free.
Just a little bit free. He's kind of taking a swing all over the place. Was tight earlier, then he went neutral, and now he's a little bit free. But, you know, his last win came a year ago, so he's happy to be back in his car at this track. It was actually Eric Jones who tested this car earlier this month here, and they've been happy with the speed. He's trying to get the balance just where he wants it as he runs 3rd right now, Vince.
Him is Kevin Harvick in that 4th spot, and Harvick's been complaining about how tight the car is, and he just said just a moment ago he can get down lower than I can get. I can't get all the way down to the white line the way I want and need to. That's the difference right now for the 41 in his mind of Kevin Harvick.
You know, it's a great race car driver right there with Denny Hamlin. Kevin was outrunning him on the outside. You saw that big run. He moved up, took his line. Kevin had a chance to go to the inside. Didn't take it because he was thinking he was going to have the outside the next time. Denny didn't give it to him, stayed up high and still in front of him.
Blaney now 3/4 of a second in front of the 6 car of Darrell Wallace Jr. after he took the top spot away. Harvick diving low once again on Denny Hamlin. What about that race leader? Feeling good out front once again, Chris.
He is feeling good, and you know, you talked about that test just a couple weeks ago. Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski, part of that test for Team Penske. And talking to crew chief Brian Wilson, he said, "Man, I had a big smile on my face that day." He said, "I think we've been the best on the mile-and-a-half this year. What we learned that day, well, we improved that gap even more." He had a smile on his face that day. Bigger smile on his face today.
I think what Blaney's done so far this year, he's made 4 starts. 3 of them have resulted in runner-up finishes. He wants that checkered flag really bad. And I think when you talk about the young superstars in NASCAR, not only is Blaney fast here today, he's going to be a guy that we got to keep an eye on tomorrow evening in the Coke 600.
Yeah, and just like Harvick and all these cup drivers that are out there racing today, they're learning a lot. But you can learn a lot from watching, too. And I know Bowyer's taking it all in, seeing what lines they're running in, how they're able to make progress on the high side of the racetrack. So there's about 40 drivers that are going to school right now, one way or the other, whether they're in the car or watching on TV or part of the broadcast booth.
It is an interesting perspective watching it up here where you can see that bird's eye view, the different lines getting into the corner. That's what I try to watch for, you know, how they're entering the corner, how well their grip level is. Are they loose when they run in high like that? Are they loose on the bottom? And obviously off the corner, who can get to the throttle and keep it down the most, and what line they can do that in.
And this is what's interesting to me. Just he ran so high. Can he take that momentum of running the high lane and close on the straightaway? And you see that's what Harvick's doing.
Well, I think Harvick can run that outside line a little bit better than Denny, but when Denny moved up and took that line from him, he had to go back down to the bottom, and now you see him back up to the top because Denny wasn't, you know, necessarily happy up there. So this is an interesting race you're watching.
Justin Allgaier was in the top 10. Ryan Reed tried to take the spot away. They're going back and forth. Elliott Sadler there as well. And now the battle for second. The 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. is there. Hamlin closing in. Kevin Harvick coming on as well in the 41. Change for third. Harvick able to get by Hamlin maybe as they come off of turn 2.
Harvick's really strong on that outside. I think in, you know, a dozen more laps here, you're going to see him up there. If Blaney doesn't move up and take that line, he's going to need to.
Kevin says, "Hey, Bubba, I'm back."
Oh, that's right. They have a little history today, don't they?
They got a score to settle, I think, or at least Kevin thinks they do, I believe.
It's amazing the run you get when you can run high off of 4 like that down the front straightaway.
Oh, he got a little too high there on exit. You could see he lost his momentum, had to get off the gas a little bit. How high is too high?
He is right on the wall.
Look at that.
Look at the run he gets off of 4, though. Big drafting help right there.
Right at your bumper here, right at your bumper. You heads up. Still in line.
You can see they have to protect quite a bit getting into 1. They really don't want to go in. They don't want to go in right on the wall. It tells me the car's probably pretty light right there. Pretty nervous getting into the corner. They gradually work their way up to the wall in 1 and 2, whereas 3 and 4, you can tell he enters pretty much on it, gets him that good point, and throttle down off of 4.
7-8 laps ago, I said the lead for Ryan Blaney was 3/4 of a second. So 2.5 seconds now with these guys battling behind him on board with Darrell Wallace Jr. and Kevin Harvick trying to get after him.
It's pretty interesting to me. In practice, it seemed like I was better to run high in 1 and 2, and the bottom was definitely the place to be in 3 and 4. And now it seems like he's making more hay up high in 3 and 4, and then maybe the bottom is the place to be. Got a car around here, guys.
7th caution of the day comes out with 77 laps to go. That's the 33 of Brandon Jones, sophomore driver from Atlanta, Georgia.
Been running all day, just around the 20th position inside the top 20, and obviously we've talked about the heat and how slick this track is.
But we've talked about him. You know, he had his hands full earlier in the race, and it's always amazing. It seemed like he's been struggling for a while. Finally got him.
Larry, 76 laps to go. I know they're outside the window. What are you doing here? Everybody's got 2 sets of tires left. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we may see a little bit of a split decision here, Adam, because we've run 22 green flag laps. To your point, everyone has 2 sets of tires laid in the pits. I think we're going to see them come get another set of Goodyear tires. You cannot make it to the end from here, but I think it's a good time maybe to get that 4th set with 1 set to go.
Last 5 races here, we've had at least 1 cycle of green flag pit stops. Starting to look like that's not going to happen here today. Here's the reason for our 7th caution of the afternoon.
Just came out from underneath of him. Did a great job of keeping it off the wall, keeping that throttle down, and then locking it down when he was safe.
Last caution came out when Spencer Gallagher had a problem. He's the first car 1 lap down. We'll get the free pass here. 28 cars will be on the lead lap. Here's what they're saying with the race leader, Ryan Blaney.
Right now, we're probably 10 laps away from our window. You know, we've run a handful of laps where I feel like guys are probably going to come here. We may have to come and take a set of tires, even though we're not in the window.
Like Larry was talking about differing strategies. They think maybe they'll come. What would you do? What would you want, Clint? Tires now, or would you like to keep that track position?
Just depends on where I'm at. I'm probably going to have to do whatever that 12 doesn't do. That's the only way you're going to beat him. He's extremely fast, and you're going to have to get off cycle with him some way, somehow.
There's the crew chief, Brian Wilson, won here last October with Joey Logano, and as Larry said, even if you pit here, you got to come at least 1 more time. Vince, they're heading your way.
Well, and Bubba Wallace says that the car is just a little bit too free in, and it's tight dead center. They're going to make a track bar adjustment for Bubba, and the 41 of Kevin Harvick worse than it was the previous run, so they're going to go back on the air pressure adjustments they made last time. Jamie?
And Denny Hamlin just a little bit on the tight side now, so they just made a track bar adjustment there and a 4-tire stop. They're hung up on the right front, though. Extra long stop. They're trying to get that tire off. They couldn't do it. They got it on there now, and the clock continues to tick away, Chris.
Yeah, and Ryan Bray saying his car just a little bit too tight on exit. Going to try and back out that last adjustment. Looks like he possibly lost that battle off pit road.
It was close, but Ryan Blaney able to hold the race lead. Coming off the pit lane, Kevin Harvick got a spot. He will restart 2nd by that much.
.42 uncontrolled tire. 42.
Hey, wave at us. You're on Speedway TV. Come Kevin Clark. Let's check back in with Monica Palumbo.
Well, guys, I keep making my rounds here at the track from the pits to the fans zone. Now we're here in the pit road suites. You guys should be up here as well watching the race. Make sure you go to charlottemotorspeedway.com to figure out how you can get up here. But look at this. It's like the life of luxury. They can sit here right behind the pit stalls watching the guys pit, watching the crew guys at work, and they're fed really well. Now, you guys, you act like you working hard over here or what? Yeah, we're working hard. We're enjoying the race. How's your experience been up here in the pit suite?
It's awesome. We love it.
Who are you guys pulling for?
Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick, what about you?
I'll shoot you.
You can tell he is having so much fun. This guy needs another drink. What about you? Who are you pulling for?
Hamlin.
It's a whole different crew. Don't get any fights up here now. All right, back to you.
Thank you, Monica. Great place to hang out on the way today. All right, Ryan Blaney and Kevin Harvick will restart on that front row. Yeah, you having fun? Big time. We told you that your window is 52 to 60 laps. Well, we have an enormous amount of caution laps. The outside chance to come home.
This is a race where you're apt to have more than 2 or 3 cautions at the end. And the economy on fuel could put some of those pits right up there looking for checkers. So let's put them all back together. Shuffle the deck. Be ready.
The mile and a half here at Charlotte is different just because of how temperature sensitive it is.
It's really finicky with the weather, so you can be awesome in practice and just be junk in the race.
Passing here at Charlotte is definitely tough with the racetrack taking so much heat and getting so slick.
You really get a good run from entry to center to the corner and carry that momentum up off and hopefully pass down the straightaways.
It's a matter of the guy in front of you, making a mistake and maybe slipping that allows you to keep your runs going.
It's tough as a driver to try and figure it out. It makes it really tough on the teams also.
Always a challenge when you come to Charlotte Motor Speedway. No issues today for Ryan Blaney. He's led the most laps, 72 out front. And if he could win here today, he would join his father, Dave, who did it back in 2006. First career victory. He's driving that 32. Matt Kenseth goes for a ride, and Dave sees a checkered flag in the Xfinity Series for the first time.
That's what you call leaving it all on the field right there. Matt was going for it, but Dave Blaney drives to victory lane. We showed that piece to Ryan the other day. He's so proud of his old man getting that victory. He hopes he can do the same today.
Ryan was 12 in 2006. Today he's driving car 12, hopefully to a victory for the captain, Roger Penske.
Pretty good pedigree of racers right there, the Blaney camp.
7 cars took the wave around on this, our 7th caution. Restart with 71 to go.
Guess who's 3 wide again? Or looking 3 wide.
There you have it. We've seen that all day long. He wants it. Look at that run he's getting on the outside, too, around Algar.
Inside corner, go all the way down if you want. All the way down, all the way down.
He slipped up a little bit.
Harvick was able to get there.
Now Blaney took the inside lane on the restart, and Harvick had been working that upper groove, and Blaney can't get away from him yet.
I think he got him clear there. You heard the little hitch in Kevin's throttle right there where he had to lift a little bit, probably lost the nose, checked it a little bit, and enabled Blaney to get clear and get going.
Denny Hamlin 14th right now, had that issue on pit road. Lugnuts got away. He was 4th, lost 10 spots there.
One thing I've been watching, look at the front end of the 7 car, how floppy it is. That thing is moving a lot today.
What is that balance, Clint? We talk so much about aero and you want your nose pinned down, but this track is so rough in the turns. You need a little bit of, oh, check out the hood.
That's what I was
That's bad. Is that going to blow off?
Yeah, it's pretty extreme today.
A good portion of the afternoon.
It's pretty extreme.
Austin Dillon racing with brother Ty right in front of Justin Allgaier, who's 7th right now, about as good as they've been all day, Vince.
Yeah, and you saw that hood vibrating and flexing. Justin pointed that out about 50 laps or so ago, and on the last couple of pit stops, they've taken an extra look at it. They said it's nice and secure inside, but Justin says it is moving around so much from his seat he can see it. They say they see it on television, but both times, last 2 times down this pit road, they checked it, said it's secure.
Guys, from Justin's seat, he's probably sees a little better than most drivers. He's pretty short. He's pretty close to that hood.
Austin Dillon in the 2. Racing with Cole Custer, 0-0. Bubba Wallace in front of them.
I think it's so interesting. We worked so hard to refine every detail of the card. His hood's out there bouncing around.
Hamlin from 14th to 12th after having those problems on pit road, not wasting any time here. Little bump and run on his rookie teammate Matt Tiff.
Well, what happened on the 20 on that pit stop, the right front, when they went to pull the tire off, a lug nut got stuck behind it. So when they put the new wheel on, it wouldn't secure. They couldn't hang it all the way. So that took about another 9 seconds, and that put him back in 20th spot.
Yeah, it's just a bad luck deal right there. You know, you pull the wheel off, those guys zing those lug nuts off so fast, they're flying everywhere, and unfortunately just one flew up in the air and landed right where it wasn't supposed to.
65 laps to go, and as we mentioned, everybody going to have to make at least one more pit stop. And by the way, we saw Hamlin was 14th. He restarted in the 18th position, now 12th. So he is working back toward the top 10, likely going to need a caution to have an opportunity. And with 65 laps to go, a little NASCAR home game, so let's crank it up on FS1.
Yeah, he's really strong, especially the first.
Right at your bumper, right at your quarter, inside quarter, 5 back, double O out back.
If you're just joining us on this Saturday afternoon from Charlotte Motor Speedway, just past 3 o'clock on the East Coast, final stage for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, their 10th race of 2017. Stage 1, winner was Kevin Harvick. He's second now to Ryan Blaney.
Thought he may have picked up a piece of paper on the grill. Assume the temps are going up, baby. All right, copy. We'll take the pictures.
Ryan Blaney, a winner in stage 2 after starting at the back, and right now has a ½ second advantage on Harvick. Austin Dillon is third. Darrell Wallace Jr., Cole Custer make up the top 5. 60 laps remaining. What do you see there, Michael?
Heard about some paper, perhaps some trash on one of the grills. Maybe one of our leaders overheating a bit. I don't see any sign of it.
You can see some orange on the grill of it there, but I don't know if that's a piece of tape that they put on it or what.
Are they nervous about it, Chris?
Well, the team did take a look at that, and they were having Ryan Blaney watch his temperatures, but his spotter just told him, hey, everything looks good there. Clint, I think you're seeing one of those little pull tabs, that little piece of tape they have there to try and open that grill up. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I tell you what else I saw is Kevin Harvick catching him a little bit. Regardless of how hot his car is, the intensity's heating up for sure for the race winner, the lead here.
You know what's happening also? I think that when Harvick moves up the track, Blaney goes up there with him. Says, I'm going to take your lane away even though you're not there yet. These guys are really racing hard of each other, getting information from their spotters and understanding exactly where the other is running.
What do you see here, Clint, as we go on board with your teammate Kevin Harvick?
Well, you see him getting down in the corner, and the car's always pretty light here. You're carrying a tremendous amount of speed here. But the thing that I've really listened to the most today is the throttle on time here with these Xfinity cars. That and he's only driving one-handed down the front straight. I guess he's resting his right hand. But the throttle on time here is tremendous in these Xfinity cars. You've got to have a car pretty free to be able to do that, to stay on the throttle, because what happens is you unlock the locker. These things have a locker end in them. When you lift off the gas, it unlocks that locker, enables the car to be looser and turn for you. That's an aid. When you have the throttle on like these cars do all the way through the corner, through the center of the corner like that, you really have to have it free to be able to do that.
Oh, you see that right there.
Yeah, you can see the wiggle, and the thing is, you can see the input in the wheel, as well. It's just a fine line. You've got to have that to be able to be on the throttle, like I'm saying, through the center, but sometimes she'll step out.
Lap traffic starting to play a role. You saw Blaney get around him. Harvick closed in 0.3 of a second behind now.
He's on him now. He can definitely feel the effect. We'll see how Blaney does taking his line again like he was before.
Harvick's always been a guy that jukes the wheel quite a lot. He saws on it
You can see that 12 car doing the same thing, though. I mean, these guys they're working the wheel really hard, driving their tails off to be able to have a chance at leading this thing.
Kevin Harvick 0 for 27 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's got 18 career wins at mile-and-a-half tracks, but never here. And out in front of him, Ryan Blaney, who's led 89 laps this afternoon, and the other 3 times in his career, he's gone over 80 laps led. His day is ended in victory lane.
It's so funny, too, the in-car cameras. Harvick's all in white, you know. It's like the hero and the villain, and then Blaney's all in black, looking tough today.
And he's feeling tough, too.
Yeah.
He's got a fast car. He's been able to drive away from Harvick again. Few car lengths.
Put almost a second on him again in a short amount of time. Harvick had a little trouble getting around them lap cars.
Yeah, a couple of laps ago, it was down a quarter of a second. Now it's stretched back out, as you said, Clint, almost a full second, the advantage for Ryan Blaney. And Denny Hamlin, who restarted 18th after a pit road issue, has found his way back to the top 10.
I'm assuming we're blowing up because this is pitiful. Ford has all your gauges, look. Fine. Soon we're blowing up because this is pitiful. Keep working on what you got. Get us there.
That 20 cars won twice this year with Eric Jones behind the wheel. Texas, Bristol. And he was fast Thursday, Michael, in practice.
Yeah, he had a good day. What could he be talking about? Is he smelling something, Clint? Or why does he think it's blowing up?
Because he's not mowing cars down as fast as he was at the start of the race. At the end of the day, you know, this outside lines came in. These cars have had a chance to adjust on their cars, you know, and it's just not as easy as it was at the start of the race.
Well, he's 11th and frustrated, Jamie. What are you hearing?
Well, he is. And you know, the one thing I could only think of, he restarted actually 18th, and that radio came shortly after. It's the deepest he's been in the field. Back in traffic, suddenly he doesn't have that clean air. And he said he just couldn't go anywhere. He didn't feel like he could pass the cars even in the draft. So he was frustrated there with the lack of power right now.
And when he won here last year, Jamie, he had a tire violation, had to battle back from that. Made a last lap pass to get to victory lane. Hamlin trying to rally once more. 50 to go at Charlotte. Blaney leading this thing.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway on this Memorial Day weekend. Beautiful day and aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Now don't forget to stay tuned after the race for the eBay Motorsports post-race show, wrapping up all action from here at Charlotte, only on FS1. Adam, Clint, Michael, back to you guys.
And right now, Shannon, it sounds like we're going to be talking a lot about Ryan Blaney. He's been the dominator today, 45 laps to go. He's led 98 of our first 155. Kevin Harvick, Austin Dillon, Darrell Wallace Jr., Cole Custer, the top 5. Dillon swept here 2 seasons ago. Can he get it done?
I'm thinking about gambling here. We're quite a bit short. We can make it to like 190. 10-4. No, I was thinking the other way. If we don't think anybody else can make it, be the first one on tires, you know? Yeah, 10-4. Me and Andrew were just talking about that.
Everybody came down pit road, lap 126. We believe everybody has to pit again. They were kind of talking about going the distance. Likely no way that can happen. So the potential to short pit and make up some ground on the front end of the window, Larry?
Yeah, I don't know if that's an option, Adam. I mean, I never rule anything out because the way I see it, based on the numbers I got out of the garage yesterday, everyone is about 8 to 12 laps short. So I don't think you want a short pit. I think you're going to run it as far as you can, because the thing that would kill you if you short pit is if we got a caution and everybody would be sitting on that one last set of tires. So I think they'll run this for quite a while.
Yeah, Larry, and there just doesn't seem to be enough fall off in the tires to really take advantage of new tires that make something happen, and that's all for naught anyway.
In case you got a flat.
You know what I think I'd do? I'd pit under this caution right here.
No
I
doubt.
was just fixing to say.
How hard do we get?
Oh, I got a little help.
I'll say this, Poole was driving that thing, huh?
The air from Hamlin's car just turned that 48 around. That just shows you how on edge of control these drivers are anyway. Never touched them, just moved the air right up next to that bumper, and around he almost went, and into the wall he did go.
I was sitting here watching as you guys were talking about strategy and short pitting and things like that. One thing I noticed, and I don't know if this plays a role in it, Larry, but I'm watching these cars and everybody was right on that fence. It was only a matter of time before somebody got in it. Obviously, Brennan Poole got help right there, but I was thinking the caution is going to come out. Don't know when it's going to be, but one of these guys is going to be in that wall.
Free pass under this, our 8th caution of the day, goes to the 52 of Joey Gase. Home game for him in a few weeks' time when we head up to Iowa Speedway.
B.J. McLeod is in the 30th position just behind Gase, and he's the next guy in line for that free pass. So just battling all they can to get back on the lead lap.
41 to go. Let's give a call to Darrell Wallace Jr. in the top 5, looking for his best run of the season. Cole Custer there as well. Ryan Reed, Brennan Poole have spent most of the day inside the top 10 looking for a strong finish. And the money stop about to happen with 40 laps to go. Harvick had trouble getting off of pit road earlier because of traffic. Other than that, those front runners have gotten real good execution on the pit lane. Let's see if they can do it here, Vince.
Well, for the first time today, Kevin Harvick's car was too loose. Previously, he'd been fighting tight, so they're going to go back on the previous adjustment. By the way, guys, first time we've had full cloud cover today. We'll see if that affects the cars down the stretch here. Bubba Wallace, it's continuing to build free for Bubba, so they're going to put a little adjustment in it to try to snug him up, Jamie.
Austin Dillon said that's the best we've been here. The track is coming to us. No changes, 4 tires, Chris.
And Ryan Blaney through the stops today. A little too tight one run, a little too free the next. On this run, a little bit too free, but overall, he's very happy with that race car.
And the race off pit road goes to the driver that got it done here both races in 2015, Austin Dillon, +2, and he's going to be out front. Harvick status quo. Ryan Blaney lost a couple of positions in this pit road exchange.
All right, so less than 40 laps remaining. Today's running of the Hisense
seen it where they've got the little viewfinders on, and you got to change the tire. Can you see the tire? See? Do you change your tire? Oh, hang on, there it goes. Here comes another car. We're going to start it over right here. Hey, look at me. It's virtual reality. Wilson. It's crazy. This is crazy, but I love it when people do the virtual reality because they have no idea that you're standing in front of them, that you're giving them bunny ears or anything like that. It's crazy. It's virtual reality right here in Toyota racing out in the fan zone. How much fun is this stuff? Well, just look at how much fun they're having. What up, more?
Okay.
If you're a race fan, you got to love Memorial Day weekend. Xfinity Series teams get it going for NASCAR here in Charlotte. Problems on that last cycle of stops for Darrell Wallace Jr., who was top 5 and will restart 11th. What do you guys see here? Issue with the jack. Look at that.
Didn't get under the side of the car and missed it. And that's the money stop too, Clint. He's led the race. You can see the motion there from Bubba. Now he's outside the top 10 for this late restart.
That's tough, man. He's been doing such a great job. Got that car up front, got in position. That's a tough one.
Last pit stop problems for Denny Hamlin. He's going to restart 7th, so he has gained back some ground. And the race leader is Austin Dillon. Takes that outside lane. Harvick going to try and run him down from the inside, and Blaney restarts 3rd. He was the leader when that caution came out a moment ago. Cole Custer up there as well.
Big push by Cole Custer onto the back of Austin Dillon. I think that's the key to him getting this lead.
Brad Keselowski in the 22 inside the top 5 for the first time today. There goes Blaney inside of Custer. Keselowski drives by. Out front, it's Austin Dillon, followed by Kevin Harvick.
Look at Custer making it happen on the outside. Was able to clear Keselowski.
Got a big mess behind these guys.
Saw Darrell Wallace going for it. Man, he was at least 3 wide back there on the back straightaway.
On board with Blake Cook. And Chris Buescher. Outside right in the 18.
Clear down.
Christopher Bell, I should say. Christopher Bell into the wall.
Whoa.
That was close. Just tight quarter racing on them restarts. You have to go for it. It's the end of the race. It's time to go. And unfortunately, got in the wall on the outside there. Man, I really like what I'm seeing on this racetrack. Moving around those 3 lines. I'm excited for tomorrow. That's a good thing for the product and what we're going to see tomorrow.
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait for 600 miles of this tomorrow. This track is just so racy right now. We know there's multiple grooves. We know the adjustments these guys have had to make in order to try to take advantage of those grooves. You're liable to see anything in these closing laps.
Oh, we got Ryan Reed in the wall up there. He got loose getting in and really got into it pretty good.
Top 10 all day long for Ryan Reed. You see the yellow right side of his car. He's 11th now. It's just that time of the day where you're going to get it, right?
We said you could see about anything happen.
Allgaier's got trouble too.
That's what I think the 16 got into the back of Allgaier and then turned him. And then Ryan Reed went into turn 3 and scrubbed along the wall. And I think there's enough damage on that right rear, Clint, where this team needs to be concerned. It could blow out.
Or more importantly, right front. I saw there's just a lot of damage on the right side. Yeah, you can see the right rear tire pretty shiny.
Screwed it up.
Austin Dillon starting to stretch his advantage over 2nd place Kevin Harvick, and Ryan Blaney trying to come back here, Chris. He's 3rd.
Yeah, Adam, he's trying to dig back. Lost 2 spots on pit lane. This crew has just been spot on all day, but on that last stop, the rear tire changer had a lug nut get caught in the socket. Just that little bobble there, lose 2 spots.
Also, Chris, it looked like they got trapped in a little bit with all that traffic when they made pit stops. It's so hard when you get behind to regain the track position. And out front, Austin Dillon got great pit work. And how about this? If he wins today, it would be his 3rd victory in 5 races here at Charlotte with 3 different crew chiefs. Nick Harrison, Danny Stockman, and Randall Burnett, who's making his debut with the team here today.
Got to spin, guys. Gone.
Caution, 9th of the day for Brendan Gaughan.
That's a tough break for Brennan. He was running in the 16th position. He'd been running right out next to the outside wall. Might have
got into it. It looks to me like way back on the rear quarter.
Team's
going to back into it.
Team's going to jump in there and try to get him 4 tires, but I think they're going to lose a lap.
Also, Dillon sure didn't want to see that, man. He was checked out, got in that clean air, and that car was going.
There's Randall Burnett.
He didn't want to see it either.
No, he didn't.
I'll tell you someone that needed to see it, and that's Ryan Reed. I think they need to get in and pull some fenders. He's got a really fast car. Got that outside wall. And
well, despite the fact he hit the wall, Michael, he's 10th.
Yeah.
All right, Larry, 29 to go. You used up all your tires. Track position's been big. I assume everybody stays out here unless you're someone like a Ryan Reed that may need to do some damage repair?
Yeah, I mean, you've only run 7 laps. But what I wanted to point out, we've been talking about the money stop, and that Randall Burnett crew, they had an 11.51 pit stop. That was almost 3/4 of a second quicker or more quicker than anyone else they're racing against. So, again, they came through when they needed to.
When I saw him pull out, Larry, I thought they had played a strategy game and taken only 2 tires. A fast stop for Austin Dillon. He's out front, 29 laps to go here at Charlotte.
Austin Dillon and Richard Childress right up there in front. 4 others ready to challenge you haven't heard too much about before. Blaney, the picture, please.
Down in victory lane with a 65-inch Hisense 4K TV. Of course, that's the name of the race. This is what Hisense is. These beautiful televisions, they've got one in here so we can watch the race right as we're sitting here in victory lane waiting for the car and the trophy. That's what they'll get, all because of the fans buying and supporting Hisense 4K TV. 300 on the track, getting ready to finish up.
BJ McLeod gets the free pass. He's back on the lead lap with now 30 cars on the lead lap. Average speed of the event slowed by the yellow flag 7 different times. Just under 120 miles an hour.
28 laps to go. 28.
Subtract another one now as they cross the stripe. Who's it going to be? I know you got to be rooting for one. Who's your favorite? I am really, really impressed by what Christopher Bell has done again today. He got flipped out of turn 4 since entering across the grass in the early.
Austin Dillon leads with 27 laps to go here at Charlotte. Let's take a look at Matt Tipp doing some positive things in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 1 year ago, he found out he had a brain tumor, had it removed in July, and while going to classes at UNC Charlotte, had brain surgery and came back and was competing last fall. And the month of May is Brain Tumor Awareness Month, and you see braintumor.org on the side of that race car. He had Josh Perry here this weekend, a professional BMXer who also has battled through brain tumors. Amazing what this kid has done to raise awareness. Not having the day he would like here today, but certainly has done some positive things for Joe Gibbs Racing this season and last year as well. And speaking of doing good things, you and your foundation always making a difference back home, Clint.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys for helping us out, all the Cup drivers that come up. You guys donate to our funds, and certainly mine is back home in Emporia, Kansas, where it all started for me. We've created a 79 fund within the Emporia Community Foundation. Have a ton of fun. We've built buildings. Michael's been there for me before. We've always leaned on this community to give back, and it's fun to do charity work. It really is.
When I went there and saw the community center you built, I was taken back by the job you've been able to do for your town and how much it means to the folks that live there, what you've been able to do.
It is fun. It's fun to go back there for charity. It's fun to be a business owner in the town you grew up in. It's just that community has done so much for me over the years. It's fun to give back every chance we get.
What a day for Austin Dillon. Started second, penalized early. What a way to rally for the two team, Jamie.
And Randall Burnett, his first race atop the pit box here for Austin, and they're leading the race. 26 laps to go. You guys are out of tires, Randall, so what's your strategy here to the end?
Well, we're in about the same boat as everybody else. All of us pitted about the same time today, so you know, we got a set of scuffs here laying in the box just like everybody else. So our Ream Chevy's been really fast today. The pit crews put us on point, got us up front here, and you know, everybody at the shop's built this car really good, so one of Austin's favorite places too. So I'm anxious to see what we got going on. Got a little 25-lap shootout here to the end, and I think everybody's giving it all they got out there. So obviously got Blaney and Harvick right there behind us, been fast too. So anxious to see what happens.
Guys, Randall Burnett has never worked in the Xfinity Series. Can you imagine getting his first win here today?
How about that? Batting 1,000. Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney, Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, the top 5. And don't look now, but Christopher Bell in the top 10 for the restart. He's making his first start here today.
A lot better restart for that bottom lane.
Blaney pushing
there,
Harvick.
Tight. Holding your real tight. Door quarter. Still there, still there, still there. Coming back at your door. Watch your bottom. Watch the 12 on the bottom. Top's covered. 12 dumped you. He's trying to go up top. You're clear. Hold your line. Hold your line.
I love the spotters.
He got loose under him. Gave Blaney an opportunity to get beside him.
Oh, Michael Annette into the outside wall.
Hang on to it. 2 more to come by.
Caution is out. 24 to go. 10th caution of the day.
Bring it around as easy as you can, bud. Nothing to just make sure we stay in the race here, okay? Right front's buried. It's killed up there.
Oh. Like something maybe.
I think that 4 car was pretty close to him right there. I think he had to chase it up the track. A little before that. He hit hard. Looked like a ball joint was definitely broke.
Look at Jeremy Clements sideways.
Whoa, that was a good save.
51 car. That was awesome driving to avoid
Sure was.
Another crash.
That doesn't look good.
It looks cool, but it's not good.
You know, this is a track, when you look at history, a lot of long green flag runs, 10 cautions today. And when you factor in stage racing, we have not had a lot of long green flag action this afternoon.
And I think we called that. We knew this track was going to be slick. We knew they were going to be slipping and sliding, and we've certainly seen a lot of that.
Let's hear from Chris Neville.
Well, crew chief Brian Wilson got the win here last fall with Joey Logano, trying to get it today with Ryan Blaney. You guys lost a couple spots on pit road that last time in. Can you get it done on these restarts, or do you want to see some green flag racing?
You know, either way, I think we've got a good shot at it. Obviously, the 2 and the 41 have both been very strong. Blaney's doing a great job on these restarts. Hopefully we can get it that way, but with it only being 25 laps, I feel like we've got a good enough car that we can probably pass those guys as well.
Thanks, Brian.
Chris, I'm anxious to see what role the draft might play on the restart, because the last time around, Blaney gave a huge shove to Harvick.
It's more about the push than it is the draft, Adam. That's just using your momentum to give your partner there a big shove, and it almost worked. He certainly got Harvick in a position to grab the lead, but Austin did a great job on the outside, and he didn't have any help, Clint. Austin just got a good start, while that tandem of Fords below him almost took the lead.
Yeah, hey, as somebody that's sitting in them Fords right now, that's that horsepower is appreciated on them restarts, and we saw it in a big way right there.
We've heard from the 2-bit pit box. We've heard from the 12 pit box. How about the 41, Vince?
And with Richard Boswell, the crew chief for Kevin Harvick, we've seen you on both sides of the fence, loose and tight, and now it's coming down to the restarts. How's the car been on the short run here?
You know, Kevin obviously does a great job. Our Hunt Brothers Ford Mustang has been really good all day. We just need that little bit more to run with the 12 on the short run, and you know, if we can get past those first 5 laps, I think we've got something for them. Really been fighting these restarts, so hopefully we get a good one here and get some clean air, and we'll be all right.
Adam?
Only 6 starts this year, Vince, for Kevin Harvick in the Xfinity Series. Their 3rd coming here today, and Richard Boswell doing an outstanding job, top 5 at a couple of mile-and-a-halfs earlier this year. So Austin Dillon leads with 22 laps to go. We've got 30 cars on the lead lap. 10 lead changes today among 8 different leaders. Stage 1 winner was Kevin Harvick. Stage 2 winner Ryan Blaney. Blaney has led the most laps at 103. Harvick second in that category with 41. And Austin Dillon, who has led 18 circuits, going to be out front with right around 20 laps to go. And there is Sal Perez for the Royals. They've got the Indians coming up next on FS1. We'll see you top of the hour, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
That was way out of the park right there. Did you see that?
No doubt about it.
He looks loose and ready, doesn't he?
They are ready.
Have you done BP with the Royals?
Yes, my hitting didn't look quite that stellar.
I didn't remember that.
George Brett was making fun of me, as a matter of fact. It's terrible.
Austin Dillon leads, then it's Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney. Brad Keselowski, as good as he's been all day long. He started at the back today after not being able to qualify, missed an opportunity on the inspection line. Cole Custer is really good when you look at the series regulars, been top 5 most of the afternoon. Denny Hamlin has come back from a pit road issue. He will restart 6th. Then you've got Elliott Sadler, came in with a championship lead. Did not finish top 10 in stage 1 or stage 2, but he's 7th right now. Ty Dillon is 8th. Darrell Wallace Jr. had a pit road problem. He is 9th. And his teammate Ryan Reed maybe got a little damage, but he's going to restart 10th here.
You know, I'm interested. I think it's pretty cool that Austin Dillon looks in his mirror and says, maybe I can get a Chevy behind me on this restart. That's not the case. There's no Chevys anywhere near him.
4 Fords eating that mirror up. You know, I look at Cole Custer. What a great job that he's done all race long. He's been up there mixing it up with these Cup drivers, learning from them. Done a great job. I hope he gets the finish he deserves, because he's had a good day.
And so what that means, Adam, is that definitely Harvick is going to get a push. You know, and the restarts are going to be aggressive. Certainly Keselowski is going to want to get a great start too and get himself a chance to win this baby. But that tandem on the bottom between Harvick and Blaney, they could push right by Austin Dillon on this restart.
Dillon swept here in 2015. Kevin Harvick 0 for 27 at Charlotte. Blaney has not won here. Brad Keselowski has 3 victories here, but that 22 team has not won since November 2015 at Texas Motor Speedway. And Cole Custer restarting 5th. He would love to become the 9th driver to get his first career victory at NASCAR's home track. There will be 20 to go here.
Pay windows open. Get you some.
Ding, ding, ding. Outside lane for Austin Dillon.
Just like you said, Mike, they're really stacked up on the bottom in a big way. Isn't going to clear him, though.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. See that big push, and then Austin Dillon able to hang right there on Harvick's bumper.
Harvick trying that side draft, huh? Look at Hamlin up to 4th. On board with Harvick in the inside lane.
Sadler around.
Elliott Sadler, hard hit on that inside wall. Caution number 11. And the driver that came in leading the championship with a big crash as they exited the corner.
These restarts, they just get more and more intense as the laps wind down, and nobody is giving anything. And you saw a great battle at the front, and unfortunately back in the pack, they're stacked even tighter.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's coming from this multi-groove racing. I mean, you're able to go up on the outside of somebody, get them loose, run up through the middle. It's just a lot of environment going on in restarts.
Good to see Elliott Sadler out of the car. Here's what happened.
Like he bobbled a little bit on entry, and then that put the 42 of Tyler Reddick right on him. Maybe a little bit of contact there.
You know, sometimes you don't even need contact. I don't even know if he hit him. It's just when they're that close to you, it takes the air off the rear of your car and around you go.
Oh, great job by Ryan Sieg in that 39 car to get by without running into Sadler, but then inside wall, hard contact.
Talked about what a tough weekend it's been for Junior Motorsports, and 2 consecutive restarts claiming their drivers. Last time Michael Annette, this time Elliott Sadler.
Outside. Good job.
Blake Cook had an eyeful, huh?
It was a good job spotting too. I don't know if he was patting himself on the back or telling Blake he did a good job.
Look at Daniel Hemrick in the 21 car, what all he sees. He's able to get just underneath Sadler. Great job of driving there.
Saw a window, and it was closing quick.
Going to be about 15 laps to go when we get this restart. 11th caution of the day is out, and this time it's for the kid out of Virginia, Elliott Sadler. Kevin Harvick, your leader.
Beautiful car. The old terminal color.
Because of the location of the accident, pit road is closed. Now, Ken, 17 laps to go now. And they're going to circulate around another time or two. If you run it back in 10th or 11th, you come in and bolt on to brand new, goody, the new fresh tires. Gamble, maybe. There are 29 cars on the lead lap. Nah, no way. Yeah, that kind of puts a damper on that gamble, too, because if you came in and you were running 14th or 15th, you come in and stump, you're going to go back and restart 30th. That's not going to help.
You got it. I'm telling you, they get more of this going. Once it starts, the ribbon is broken. Ribbon doesn't matter at all. All about who's going to get around whom. Only 17 to go. Well, it could get a little more raggedy before they get this one.
We'll see.
Get 2 more. Okay, we'll try it again, and again the issue is, do you think that Harvick can get punched out into the lead?
They do that every now and then.
11th caution here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, which will give us a chance to look back at how this race went. It started early, lap 3, Daniel Hemrick into the wall, which caused a little bit of a chain reaction here.
Yeah, you can see the 18 car, Christopher Bell, getting a little tap there from Ryan Reed, and the 16 spins through the grass after a great qualifying run. Good news is he's been able to continue, and he's running in the top 10 right now.
First Xfinity Series start for him. Then we had some teammates who got into it a few times today.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick and Brendan Poole at 48 and 42, and yeah, they have not been cooperating nicely today.
Kevin Harvick went on to win stage 1. He is looking for his first victory here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan Blaney would go on to win stage 2. And then on the money stop, Bubba Wallace has a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, a jack issue. He had led some laps. You can see him pounding on the steering wheel, 15.98, but he has worked his way back up to 9th.
And then, of course, the most recent incident with our points leader. Elliott Sadler, he goes for a spin and hit the inside wall very hard. He was 13 points in the lead of that points race when he hit the wall. Right now, this is the reason that we're under caution. But one of the things that makes me interested is that we haven't really said Brad Keselowski's name very much this race. He's a 3-time winner here, and he's in the 4th place right now.
Well, a lot because he had to start at the rear of the field. He didn't even get to qualify. In fact, we have several drivers right up there battling for this win. His teammate Ryan Blaney, he was at the back, and then you think about some other guys that were back there. Austin Dillon jumped the start, and he had to go back there. So we got a lot of guys. They have made their way through the field, a lot with the assistant of 11 cautions.
And a lot of blue ovals in that top 5, guys.
One of those, the race leader, Kevin Harvick. Good that he's out front, but that brings stress because he's got to decide inside or outside for the restart.
Which Penske guy do you want behind you, Mike?
Exactly, and he's like the bottom all day long, and that's what he's taken. He's going to have a push from Ryan Blaney, but I'm going to watch Austin Dillon. He's been so good on these restarts, able to hang right with Harvick. This is going to be fun.
I was trying to play the drama, and you cheated and looked out the window to see which lane he selected.
I'm a race fan, man. I want to see everything that's going on here. And what we're going to see, not only is these front 2 or 3 rows battling for the win, the big glob in the back, 3 and 4 wide, that brought on a caution we just experienced. Will we see that again?
And Larry alluded to this, but think about all the drivers in the top 5 that had problems today. The start violation for Austin Dillon went to the rear. Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski both started at the back. The pit stop problem for Denny Hamlin. They're all trying to run down Kevin Harvick.
You said a big glob in the back. You're fixing to see a big glob in the front, too.
Going to be 14 laps to go. 11 cautions today. I wouldn't rule out we'll get another. We'll see if Harvick can do it from that inside lane.
He chose right.
That pretty good for Denny Hamlin, who closes up a little in that inside lane.
I'll tell you what, Blaney may have pushed him so hard into the corner. He got underneath him. He did right here.
Here's Blaney for the top spot. Wow. That was tied into turn 3.
Still on line, half back, trying to get down there. Clear, clear. Watch your top now. Get up there, get up there, get up there. Watch your bottom. Clear.
Watch your top, watch your bottom.
Watch your middle.
I'm trying.
3 wide back behind these guys.
Check out Christopher Bell. Big push onto the back of the 22 of Brad Keselowski. He drives into the top 10, but Denny Hamlin says, I need that spot, buddy.
How did Bell get back in the top 10, much less knock it on the door of a top 5 in his debut?
And look at that high line. He took advantage of it and drove back around Hamlin. And look at Ryan Reed. We talked about Reed into the outside wall. He's battling for a top 5 too.
Absolutely. All tore up too. The whole right side's knocked off of it.
It's been quite a drive for Ryan Reed today. So many great stories. Hamlin went to the back after a pit road problem. The 18 through the grass. You talked about Reed.
How do you put the day in perspective for Christopher Bell? So good in the Camping World Truck Series, trying to win a championship there. Debut for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity car. Went through the grass 5 laps in and somehow has a chance for a top 5 finish. And Elliott Sadler now from the Care Center, Vince.
Yeah, glad to see Elliott released. And okay, what happened, Elliott?
I don't know. I just got really loose in the 3 and tore up a really good race car. It's a shame he struggled a little bit all weekend, but you never want to end these things on DNF. So sorry for my guys at JRM, put a lot of work into these cars, and then we got one that's tore up pretty good. So thanks everybody from Armour Foods for being here, 150th anniversary to sponsor us with this race. We should have had a better showing for them.
Glad you're okay, Elliott. Adam.
Tough day for Elliott Sadler. Battle for position. Brennan Poole, Darrell Wallace Jr. in the 6th. That's for 10th. Right behind him, Cole Custer, who has drifted on the restart.
So many cool patriotic paint schemes on the track today, Adam. You saw the 48 of Poole. His car looks really, really nice, and he's had a great run despite a couple of run-ins with his teammate.
So proud of the community NASCAR giving back and honoring all the soldiers and remembering what this weekend is all about. Proud to carry Staff Sergeant Terry Wagner on my car tomorrow. Great deal of pride having him on my car. It's just it's a tough deal. Their family's coming. I'm looking forward to meeting them, and hopefully we can take them for a good ride.
You know, the teammate battles, they won't go away. Darrell Wallace Jr. sliding to the inside of Ryan Reed. We saw Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin side by side. And speaking of the team aspect, out front, Kevin Harvick trying to get Stuart Haas.
All right, keep it
Their
up, keep it
first
up, keep it
ever
up, keep it up.
Xfinity win.
Keep it up there, you're fine. Keep it up there. Keep it up there. You're fine, get it wound up. No damage, you're inside, still inside.
I thought we were going to get that 12th yellow flag. Darrell Wallace Jr. into the wall.
His right rear's flag.
Yeah. We still might get it, Adam.
Flat here, got a flat. Stay up, best you can. Yellow's out, yellow's out. Stick to the bottom. All right, get it wound up when you can.
You heard it blow out there.
Those guys, him and Ryan Reed and Brennan Poole, all racing extremely hard right there. They were just right up next to the wall. They were going for it. It's so much fun to see these kids because they're not scared to go for it when the time's right.
Led the race. Darrell Wallace Jr. did early. Had a really solid top 5 run all day long. Remember the issues on pit road that got him in the back, and then watch this. Check out Ryan Reed, just barely able to duck under his teammate. Unfortunately for Bubba, it cut his tire right away. When he went into one, that baby was flat.
He really had everything going his way until 40 to go. They had the issue on pit road, lost the track position, had come back to race inside the top 10, and then the tire problem. And unfortunately, the box score is not going to show how good that race car was here today.
No, he had a strong showing, did a great job, and hey, that's racing. That's why we all love this sport. It's hard. It's hard to put together a total race of 200 laps.
After deep breath.
12 cautions today. Going to be knocking on the door of NASCAR overtime at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Harvick and Blaney out front.
Or could it be young Mr. Ryan Blaney in the step on two, number 12? Austin Dillon lies back there in the second row. There he is in the Reed Chevrolet, and he'll restart alongside of Brad Keselowski. This restart's going to be critical. Then the Toyota teammates, Denny Hamlin in the 20, and Christopher Bell, the 18, are going to restart 5th and 6th. The Ganassi teammates, Tyler Reddick in the 42, and Brent Poole in the 48. They'll restart 7th and 8th. And Cole Custer's been shuffled back to 10th. He'll start on the outside of Ryan Reed, who'll fire off to the inside of row number 5. Oh, that's going to be a dandy, Jim.
And remember the times we talked about Custer as being in it, but not really feeling that there was much of a chance that it would be there at the end. And Custer just keeps coming back. He is ready to fight it out. Green in 1 lap. Will it be the last? We'll see. Going to the outside is Harvick. Harvick selects the outside.
We will have 3 regulation laps when they come back around and take the green flag. You know, they go into overtime and back down pit road. They're looking over on the right front, trying to get that fender and wheel wear well clearance away from the tire. Got his jack back under the right side again.
Going to be a 3-lap shootout to decided here at Charlotte. We remind you of this: the widest selection of parts have never been easier to shop. Check out eBay Motors to find the right part for your ride. Find it, add it, get it fast. Going to be 3 laps on the board in regulation when we get the restart here. Kevin Harvick is the leader. He's going to take the outside lane. Austin Dillon restarts third.
They come up beside me and they rev their motor into a whole different pitch. Ours is like a real high-pitch sound. Theirs is like bump, bump, mine. I mean, can't give you a good sound, but that's how much different the pitch is.
When he says they, he means a Ford, doesn't he?
Yeah, they are Fords. Yours is a Chevy.
3 Fords in the top 5 for the restart, joined by that Chevy of Austin Dillon and the Toyota of Denny Hamlin. Here we go to finish it at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
That was a great start by Blaney on the bottom.
With not a lot of help, too, so you know he did a great job. Tricky situation there. Harvick chose the outside to break that Penske combination up.
And how do you handle it if you're Brad Keselowski?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you give him a big shove or not? He did, but Blaney rallying back in the inside lane. The 12 is on point as they come off of turn 4. 2 laps to go this time.
Ryan Blaney's got a clear windshield on his front. He just hopes everybody behind him makes it without crashing so he doesn't have to do another restart.
Look at Christopher Bell jumping up to 4th in the running order around Brad Keselowski.
What kind of grade would you give this kid today, huh? In his debut?
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Can Ryan Blaney hang on? Harvick trying to chase him down.
Go by 3, no run.
Blaney hanging in the low lane. Career win number 5. Ryan Blaney does it at Charlotte.
Oh yeah, Blaney, nice work. You are the man. Oh, on the car, man. Great job on the car. That was awesome. Good job, everybody. Really appreciate it.
From the back to the front, and Penske has now gone back-to-back at Charlotte Motor Speedway with a 12 car.
And just remember, when he was 12 years old, he went to victory lane with his dad here. How awesome is that he's able to celebrate with his win today?
Man, that's what you call take care of business there. That was a fast, hot ride, good team effort, good driver behind the wheel, solid.
5 career wins, 3 have come at 1.5 miles. Now here at Charlotte, a pair of victories at Kentucky Speedway for Ryan Blaney. Kevin Harvick leading at that final restart, finished 2nd. Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, the top 5. And now we welcome you into our eBay Motors post-race coverage live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's all over. 10th race of the year for Xfinity teams. And it's Ryan Blaney who delivers. Had the dominant car today. 1 hiccup on pit road that cost him the top spot. But he comes from behind, gets the best on a late restart, leads 106 of 200 laps, and drives off to victory. 2nd win this season for the 12 car. Got it done at Las Vegas with Joey Logano behind the wheel. Here's the restart. 3 laps to go.
He matched Harvick on the takeoff here. Clint was able to get side by side. But check out the big push by Brad Keselowski on the back of Harvick.
Yeah, he almost got by him. If you watch off of 2 here, Harvick was all but clear, didn't get quite clear. Blaney was able to get in, the preferred line, getting into 3 on the bottom. Side drafting off of him right here and drove off to the sunset.
But still such a big move to be able to clear a guy like Harvick and hold that thing on the bottom. That's amazing.
And I thought Harvick was going to get that first Charlotte win here today, Vince.
So close for Kevin Harvick finishing 2nd. How about the last restart? I know you guys debated whether to take inside, outside. Second thoughts, or what happened?
I mean, if I could do it again, I'd probably try it different, but I felt like the 12 had the best car on the restarts. He's the one who helped us get the lead, and, you know, he just was able to get going through 1 and 2 there, and I needed to be clear by the time I got to 3 and 4. That's why I hadn't been picking the top, but I felt like if I let the 12 and the 22 get paired up on the top, I'd be in double trouble. But just got to thank everybody on our Hunt Brothers Ford for just allowing me to race it. And I had a heck of a time today. Just can't seem to get to victory lane here at Charlotte. But all in all, I just got beat there at the end by the 12, and he did a great job all day on the restarts.
Kevin Harvick second today in the Xfinity race. He'll start on pole tomorrow night in the Cup race. Let's go to Jamie.
What an impressive run for Austin Dillon in the 3. You were penalized on the first start for jumping. You had to restart it in the back with a brand new crew chief in Randall Burnett. What'd you think of his performance in your team today?
We did a really good job adjusting the car. The Ream Chevy really came to us at the end when the clouds kind of came in, and I hate it for our pit crew. They did such a good job and had a few good restarts there, but kind of in a Penske sandwich and couldn't do much about it. I got hit on the restart, and it was just not enough to carry me into 1. So a lot of fun today. I hope you like my sound effects. I don't know how good they were, but trying to figure out what we need here, and we're getting closer, though. I'm proud of RCR.
Austin Dillon brings it home 3rd. Vince?
And with Christopher Bell in his Xfinity Series debut today, spins early, recovers, kept your composure, and brought it back to 4th. How'd you do that?
Well, JGR brought a really fast Sirius XM Camry today. Just really thankful to be in this number 18 Joe Gibbs racing card. We had to fight through a lot of adversity there. We had a lot of issues where we'd start passing guys and we'd have to come back and start at the tail. So I'm glad it was 200 lapper because we used every single bit of it. Didn't have a lot of luck on the restarts at the beginning of the race, starting on the bottom, but we got the luck when we needed it at the end.
Well done. Christopher Bell, 4th.
And his dad beat Matt Kenseth on a last lap pass down in 2006. You get it with 3 to go against Kevin Harvick today. 3 different restarts with 20 to go. How tough are those?
Really tough. You know, they kept having tons and tons of cautions, and we lost the lead on the pit stop, which we kind of got blocked in, and I was really hoping we'd get a shot at it, and we finally got to the front row, pushing Kevin there, and got a good restart and was able to barely stay to his quarter off of 2 and drag him back into 3, and was able to get a run on him, which was really cool. So awesome to get back to victory lane with the Penske group and the Xfinity Series. You know, great to have Snap-on on the car. That's really cool. And Discount Tire, Rev Group, Fitzgerald, Body Armor, Ford Performance, Roush Shades, they all make it possible, and it's cool to be here.
You led so many laps today. When your team gives you that dominant of a car, how proud are you?
Oh, very proud, but you're going to feel really bad if you mess up and don't win. That's what I thought was going to happen. I didn't know if we were going to get our shot to be able to get back to the lead, and luckily, I don't want to say the cautions went our way because we kind of needed long runs, but it worked out to where we could put ourselves in position and then capitalize on it. And like I said, Brian Wilson did a great job in this thing, and it was going to definitely be bad if we didn't win. So,
well done. Ryan Blaney wins in Charlotte.
All right, congratulations to Ryan Blaney, who gets the win. Thoughts from you guys?
Restarts, baby. Restart won the All-Star race, that $1 million the other night. Restart won Ryan Blaney this Xfinity race today.
And you get the honor of battling for 595 miles to try to be in the right spot to make that right restart late in the race tomorrow. What a great 200 lapper we saw here today.
Clint, congratulations on a great day up here with us, and best of luck tomorrow, all right?
Thank you, guys. Let's go back and watch these Royals whoop up on these Indians.
All right, we'll see you again soon. Ryan Blaney, a winner here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick, Austin Dillon complete the top 3. Coke 600 coverage on Fox tomorrow, 5:30 Eastern Time. Now it's time for baseball. Let's go to Kevin Burkhardt in Los Angeles.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.